Hello and welcome to Fabled 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos.
Yeah.
That was consistent. My
It
name,
was. It
yeah,
was.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what it was, but it was that for the whole time. My name is Colin, also known as Family Fantasy RPG. I am going to be rallying this circus of players here you see before you in this world that I created alongside Wildspire Miniatures. So believe it or not, if you want to play in the world, there's already NPCs and miniatures ready for you to join in your own games. We are going to do announcements real quick, and then I'm going to try something maybe a little new. We'll see. So let's start with our announcements, please.
Sure. All right. Well, special shout out to Griffin Co., longtime sponsor of the channel. They make great, miniatures and 3D printed terrain. So if you're looking for that, check back in a week because again, I think by that time they'll be done moving to Fredericksburg and ready for your purchases and such. So, Fable 42. If you use that, you can get 20% off your purchase. So yeah, go check them out in about a week. So.
Yeah. And if you are interested in some pretty cool stuff to help build your world, either as a DM or as a player, you can check out Underground Oracle at undergroundoracle.com or Drive Through RPG. But they've got some really neat stuff. I'm looking at their website right now, and they've got cults and syndicates, the glut of Horkso, and that's essentially, a cannibalistic crew that you get to learn about, and you can build your world as either a player and have that be part of your background, or you can create that as for an encounter for your players. So it's pretty neat. Check them out.
Awesome. Our next sponsor for the evening is Nine Realms Gaming. Please go check out our friends over at Nine Realms Gaming. They hand make all of their products from natural woods to create quality and affordable gaming accessories such as dice towers, dice vaults, dice trays, DM screens, really beautiful stuff. They do custom work, and if you decide you want to get something from them, you can also get 10% off your purchase using our promo code FABLED42. So go check them out at ninerealmsgaming.com.
Oh, is it me? It is totally, isn't it?
It's you now.
Is me now.
For now.
Me now. Okay. Okay.
For now.
Okay. Special thanks to our sponsor, Critical Dice. You've heard of them. You love them. Go ahead and enter !critical in the Twitch chat to enter our first giveaway of the night. We will call a winner after break. Stick around until after break as we will enter... there'll be a second giveaway, basically. Basically, there will be another one. So, enter !critical. By the way, our giveaways are only for US and Canada, excluding Quebec. I have no reason for them this time. Help support the channel by clicking the link below for 20% off all non-subscription items.
Awesome. So here at Fable 42, we have some amazing shows. We have Duke City Chronicles that shows every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And I believe Crypt Creatures is coming back soon, if not next week or shortly after. It plays on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And of course, we are here Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific.
You did it.
I said the right date today, at least. Clip that. But yeah, we have a bunch of awesome content. Be sure to come back with us every week. And if you miss us, Colin. Oh, transition.
Oh, what? Thanks, Stacks. You can catch our VODs or VODs or video on demands on YouTube every Friday at 6 a.m. specifically Pacific. You can watch all our past episodes as well as any other show aired on Fabled 42. Go subscribe to our YouTube today so you don't miss out on any of this chaos right here. But finally, maybe most importantly, especially maybe today, if you are a subscriber, you can give out 1 luck and inspiration to the players or myself to give them a leg up. So basically, you can maybe influence the game in that critical moment with your generous your generous gift. So let's do that to each other. All right. I said I was gonna try something new. We know the players, but I want to like feature some things. So I'm gonna like ask some questions, just and maybe y'all can't talk about it, and I'm wrong, but let me know. Cherie, are you working on any like film projects right now?
I am, yeah. Okay, so I'm currently working on a short film called Stalker. It's a pretty fun little thing. It, I'm not gonna, yeah. You can check out my Instagram if you want to
Check
see
it
what
out.
it's about.
Check out her
Shameless
Instagram.
plug.
There it is. Hey,
Will
that's what we
do.
want. That's what we want.
Will do.
I'm also working on a really cool sci-fi feature film right now called The Path Integral, and I'm really excited. We're going to go back out. We'll be finishing that up this fall. And what else am I working on? I just did a couple of episodes for the Silver Lake series. It's streaming on Here TV, so recurring guest star on that. And what else? That's what I got off the top of my head.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, everyone,
Yeah,
make
thank
sure
you.
to check her out on her socials.
Yes.
But for now, we are going to go run our little trailer video, and we will be right back.
Yay!
Solon, a world caught just outside the blessed fields of Elysium. Home to the migrated Gardenals, celestial animal kin searching for adventure. The Sun Guard are the protectors of this realm, standing against the forces of evil that seek to disrupt a lasting peace. It has been over 100 years since Bel's dark invasion faltered at Boiler Bay. In the north, Pelor's warming glow bestows prosperity to the nations of light. But in the south, a new story unfolds.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. All right, we left our group off. Very productive day they had. First day on the job, got a lot done. Got their faces out there,
Yes, we did.
best foot forward, and got to eat at one of the local, hot spots with all the meats. So that led them to go get an afternoon meeting, initially in the hopes of meeting with Zarok, the leader of the Lost, but instead conversing with Traven, his second-hand man, his as you guys kind of came to know, someone that really does maybe a lot of the groundwork while perhaps Zarok is behind the scenes a little bit more. And through conversations, the plans are to come back and meet Zarok the next day at lunch. And with that plan in mind, they decided to head to the Lost, the Night Tower. First time for many of them meeting this group. However, Lupin revealed in a way his what's the word? I don't know. Friendliness with several of the members that they met walking up. They kind of came across the bottom level of the tower where there's a little bit more of a recreational space, some guards hanging out, training grounds. Lupin managed to see one of his old acquaintances in the group and talked quickly, found out that they were above in the tower. So they ascended the tower, saw the first level where there was more kind of training grounds, seated tables, and then the ramp leading up to the top kind of observation deck portion of the night tower. They got a quick look around. We're quickly introduced to two Lupinal characters, one being Fenric Molson, the leader of the Night Watch, and Buck, one of his seeming associates at his side, both looking over a map of the land. It seems that this table is very much a strategic planning, a zoomed out view much beyond the Moralian Forest and Folly Peak, expanding further south and further west. Quite a large surface area on this. And as conversations started getting underway, a guard called out, "Sir, it looks like someone's injured. They're coming in on horseback." And Fenric and Buck exchange a quick glance, and he yells, "Make ready!" And they rush downstairs. So for the moment, you guys tell me if you're immediately following or if there's anything you want to do up here before you head downstairs.
I think that's what Shane
Too
did
many
at
options?
the table, looking at all of you like,
Who's still on top of the leaders?
There are several of the scouts that are looking. Basically, there were like, there's more than four telescope type objects. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, some of them are handheld, just like lying next to the wall. But like, even in this moment, there's still gonna be 4 guard up there, each looking in a direction. They kind of maintain that observation status, looking each direction on that top deck.
But Fenric, Buck, and Aaron they all went down?
Aaron actually, he kind of went down. He led y'all up there, and then, or was Aaron up there? I actually don't remember that very well. I thought he was in the middle floor, and then he led you up there. Was he? He was sitting there actually. I think you're right. I think he was at the table.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay.
I thought he was, but
now that I think about it, he was, but he's not anymore. He went down with Buck and Fenric.
I'm pretty sure Calliope's running after them.
Okay.
Did Shay notice, like, did they grab their weapons, like, and run down, like, in an act of, and is there also somewhere where I can go to the window and look down to see what they saw or what's at the gate?
Give me a perception check, and then, yes, you can go look in the direction that the guard,
18.
18. As you are tracking them down, you notice that they were all wearing weapons, holstered weapons and armor. They seemed pretty ready, even in their planning, even up there. Let's see real quick before we resolve that. Yeah, what is everyone else? Is there anything anyone else wants to do?
What I probably would do is, well, no one's actually by the map right now, right?
No one is actually by the map right now.
Okay, so then I would want to, before I go down, get a good inspection of the map to see if I can, like, kind of see more closely, like, what's, see important, maybe any features of, like, movements or anything like that.
Perfect.
So
real quick, let's check in. Calliope, you're heading down, so that's good. Envy, I guess
Yes.
you're the last one that I would need to know about.
Okay, so maybe a couple of things. For Envy, I would have him kind of like go over in the direction of Shay as she's like looking out the window, but I want him to more specifically look in the telescope that was aimed towards the tower that we were looking, not to like move it or anything,
Sure.
but to see where it was like last pinpointed as I kind of look through there and then kind of call out to, I guess, Lupin, because that's who I would be addressing. Is this normal for them, Lupin, to be so, what's the word, ready?
I mean, I would assume yes, based on my interaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is why they have this watch set up, so that they can respond to emergencies, and why they go out on trips for so long.
So let's envy. As you walk over there, the one that you were the one that I think noticed that it was tilted down. Is that right? Or, yeah. That one's not. There is the guard on that wall looking that direction, but he actually has a little handheld one that he's just kind of scanning the coastline with. So the big one that's aimed down isn't really being looked at. Are you trying to just like quickly? Not. I mean, you could. You know, there's several ways I'm sure you could do it, but are you trying to get a look through the viewing piece?
Yes, but also make it seem like I'm attentive to the things that are happening outside in a way. Like I don't want to move it, but I just want to be like, oh,
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Give me. I need 2 rolls from you. I need a deception check and a perception check. In that order.
Okay.
Guys, remember, if you are subscribers, you can give luck and inspo to the players. I have a feeling there's going to be some dice rolls tonight.
Woo!
Deception is a 10.
Okay.
And then perception check, you said?
Perception check, yeah.
24.
Okay. So you go up to it and you don't move it, but you're like, you look like you're trying to use it. You see, I mean, it's purely kind of zoomed in to the gate of the keep. It's not in a window. I mean, it's not that zoomed in, really. It's a long way to the keep. But it is. It's got pretty much the entire keep grounds on the island on the north coastline within the view. And as you get like a couple seconds with that image, you feel a bump and you look down and there's the spyglass in a hand. And as you look up, the guard there that just seems to be a dwarven male in the same armor, the black matte armor with those kind of big, elaborate capes, like the billowing kind of capes, cloak. And he says, "You can borrow this one. Just they were looking over there."
Oh, thank you.
All right, so that will be fine. We'll go to Shay.
Mm-hmm.
You did your perception check. Now, give me the perception check from when you get over there to the edge.
Yeah, thank you. Not great. 13.
13. You look over there, and it's not like hidden very well. So even with the 13, you see it. There seems to be some kind of like lingering single line trail of smoke. It's hard to tell what it was. It's dissipating. It's kind of moving away with the wind. But
Where do you mean line smoke? Where's the
by
smoke?
the gate, right by the gate that comes into Gorspire Keep.
Okay.
Looking up from the gate, there's like a small, thin, streamlined line of smoke that's slowly drifting away.
Okay.
Kind of then looking down, you see the streets have kind of. It's still right now. It's still about like 3 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon ish. The streets are relatively busy still, especially this main thoroughfare coming through town. But it has parted as a rider, single rider, black billowing cloak, pulled up over the head. You see some hair, silvery hair, kind of spilling out of the black, contrasted over the shoulders, riding quickly through town. On the back of the horse, there is a form bent over, slumped on the back of the horse.
Okay.
And it is making its way quickly now. It's almost made it to the central square and is turning and heading towards the base floor of the tower.
Okay.
John. Okay. Give me Also, Calliope, I believe you get luck, inspo, both.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we'll start.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, hey. That's a 23.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Now give me a investigation check.
Okay.
Thank
You can
you
do
for
it.
the Prime Resub Deceptor. We appreciate you.
That's a 7.
Okay. With the perception, you get a good kind of initial intake of this map. You haven't really seen it before. This is more of a management floor. It's not like you haven't been allowed up here, but the time you have, it was here's a tour, here's the and now you don't have a reason to come up here anymore.
Now get the fuck out. Sorry.
With the perception check, you realize exactly how not detailed per se, because you don't understand everything, but how much information is trying to be loaded. Like you see that there's a lot there, but trying to quickly put it all together about what each little token means or note means or stuff like that. You're kind of like, it's a lot. You're trying to connect things. Things aren't connecting quickly. As you're trying to connect things, though. You're looking around. It's pretty easy to tell that there is an icon that has different insignias with a black edge circle. It's like a token. And you've seen these type of objects before, especially the insignias. They represent packs. Those who make it to the pack level of the Night Watch, where they are part of a pack, and potentially they either patrol nearby or they patrol far and distant. That's like, it takes most of your time making that initial connection, because there are also tokens of similar size and make that aren't these insignias. They are, some of them look like potentially horse. They're not like crazy detail, but they're like a sketch. Seems like maybe they're made and they're drawn on or sketched into to represent something and placed on this map. So without like a legend or a key, it's a little difficult, but there's a lot of detail on this map.
Okay.
With your investigation check, I was using that to kind of link back to maybe stuff that you found out about them in the past and what you kind of have already gathered information-wise. And I'm going to give you one piece because you rolled a 7. From the insignias that you noticed, you've heard the strength of the pack before. You've heard them talk about how many packs there are out there that are affiliated.
Okay.
There are not as many tokens on the map as there are packs that were talked about. And as you kind of take that in, you do notice one more thing with that perception check. You were looking on the map for clues and details, and it's at this last moment before I'm guess whatever you were deciding to do next. You notice the small pile of chips placed off the map.
They have the black insignia, I'm guessing.
A few. You see like 3 or 4.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, after I do that, I would just probably follow down Calliope and go down and see what's happening. So.
Shay and Envy, anything else quickly? You've seen 2 of your compatriots head down. Calliope and Lupin, let me do this real quick and I'll come back and ask you just to catch everyone up. Calliope, you head down and immediately notice like everyone's spreading out. They're bringing out, you can tell this has happened before. There's a luck and inspo for Lupin. Awesome, from Deceptor.
Ooh, thank you.
Setting up like a cot with layered cloth on it. Easily peel away kind of layered cloth. It's a table. The Finrick and people just in this space. They're gathering cloths, bandages. They're gathering salves. They're gathering medical material. They're laying out a space. And Lupin, you come. Cal, what would you want to do, Callie, as you come down there and see this
As I
happening?
come, so Calliope is going to be looking to see if there are any signs of anybody who looks like they could be an active threat.
Give me a perception check.
Of course, Dungeon Master. Okay. Okay, so let's see. 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know any of these people, but none of them are acting threatened.
Okay. So
Threatening
then,
or threatened?
None of them are acting threatening or threatened. They seem
Okay.
to be focused on a singular goal of
Got it.
prepping this space.
do I see the person that's being carried? Are like they close enough for me to run over and help?
Not quite yet. They haven't arrived quite yet.
Okay. Well, then Calliope will go over toward where they're prepping the bench and kind of like keep watch and wait until the injured individual is within eye shot.
Mm-hmm. Sure. All right, so as you're kind of waiting and taking it in, Lupin, you're coming down too at this moment. You see this scene unfolding. You see Calliope kind of waiting off to the side, giving room for these people to prep the space. You have, from what you know, it seems like the timing, it seems like there's only a few more moments to prep. Like, it seems like they're finishing up.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to add that Calliope's just basically going to jump in and start helping them doing whatever they're doing.
Cool. Yeah. We'll say at that specific moment, you see someone trying to hoist a barrel of water onto like a huge stand so it can have some gravity to pull down potentially on whoever's laying on the bench to maybe clean wounds or something. And you easily kind of bend over and strongly just manhandle this barrel and get it settled on the bench, right? And so, Lupin, you see that kind of as you're coming down this prepping of space. You feel like you may only have a few moments before this potential injured person might be here. Is there anything you want to do specifically?
I guess, have I seen something like this before, or is this in my experience with them?
Yes. Yeah. I would say in your time during recruitment, give me a history check.
Sure.
I like how I use history checks to see what you remember. Do you remember?
17.
Also, emboldening bond.
Oh, hey.
Also,
That's right.
luck and inspo to me.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, boo!
D4 for the bond, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it written down.
Yes.
but I
That's
don't
right,
know
double
when I
bless.
can add it.
It's
but-
double bless. Hey, Peppers,
Double.
I can't
So 18. Got a 1.
18
Woo.
for this history check. Yeah. It's part of their culture. They are it's an onion of packs, right? It's layers of packs. They are a family pack in the grand organization, yet many of them have their family pack, and some of them even have their Lupinol kind of the wolf pack, you know? So like the other races that aren't in the packs at the top level of this organization, they feel the family. They are definitely, there's a lot of family and pack mentality that goes into it, and everyone buys in. Everyone that's here buys in 100% for the cause, take care of each other. And so, yeah, even in your training, even when it's an accident, someone sprains their ankle, right? They're immediately taken off their weight. They're immediately braced or immobilized, whatever. Their survival type medical care, their field medical care is pretty evolved and technical. And you can see you see it here too. You see like this table that's already prepped. It literally has strips and strips and strips down it, kind of hanging off the side, so much that at any point they might be able to take two of them and tie them to something, or tie off, you know, a leg or an arm, or clean something and just take it off, and there's still the next one below ready to go.
They fancy.
They've done this before, and they've almost perfected it. They take this as an honor of like their duty to be this level of field medic to their
If I have kind of seen this before, I guess, do I see anything that needs to be done based on my experience with them?
Give me a... Is perception wisdom? It is, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
So much to see.
Oh no, another 23. I'm liking my 19th I'm getting.
Ooh, nice. Save them for later.
I would like to. I would like to, but I can't.
It's good to have them now too, though.
You saw something one time that was really cool. It stuck in your head. You were like, holy cow, that's really interesting. And you haven't seen anyone potentially prep it or bring it out, but you remember where it is, and you go over and on this, like, people have been opening this drawer, kind of set of drawers, and taking stuff off like a bookshelf, and there's storage for this kind of material as it's coming into play right now. And you know, like at the bottom cabinet, if you open it up, there is a wooden box with a lid, and you've seen them take it out, and you just like not seeing anyone else do it, it's kind of an inkling in your head. You're like, I wonder, and you go and look, and sure enough, it's there. And you remember that it's like a stone that's been permanently enchanted with some kind of everfrost, so it's very cold and freezing to the touch. And you've seen them use it before to like numb something before amputation.
Sure.
Ooh.
So it's just another thing that could be kind of ready and available if you wanted to bring it out.
I'll get it ready just in case.
You bring it
All
out.
this talk of loss of limbs is getting me so nervous.
As you finally get it set up, you can hear kind of a skidding halt of a large beast of burden down below, and you hear duk, 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 duk. Behind that, you hear, actually, no, sorry, you hear lots of footprints. You hear duk, 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 like, and you notice coming up is not a single person yet, but it is doubles, pairs of 6 guard holding a plank, which now this body, this form, Lupinal, is kind of splayed off in an awkward angle. You can tell there's already a cover over it, the lower half, and you can tell by the bumps in the blanket that the lower half, something's not great. So this would also be. I need to ask. So this is happening, but so Shay and Envy, you aren't down there yet, but you're hearing the commotion. You kind of feel the dum, 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 as these people are bringing this convoy up into the space. Anything you want to do before heading down? Are you heading down? I guess I should ask.
I was gonna talk to, after I saw what was out the window. Shay would turn to Envy and go, "There's fire at the gate, and I think there's somebody injured. To bring him in now," and then start heading down. Like,
okay,
yeah.
He would hand the spyglass back to the dwarf guard, and then follow Shay and head down as well.
As you come down, you guys are coming down the ramp just as this convoy is coming up. I'm gonna turn off the happy, cheery music. Not to say I'm gonna change it yet. I'm just gonna
Like,
Feels like
rude.
Yeah. To
yeah, right.
It's
It's disrespectful
yeah.
to the guy right here in my
We
head.
don't know who they are right now, but
Yeah.
be sensitive.
Did it not stop? You just now
Elevate.
Oh, wow, that was just a delayed. It just is like, no, I'm gonna make it think, and then no. Okay. The body gets brought up, and kind of as soon, it takes a little bit. Like, it's hard to see the form on the blanket because like the forms carrying it up kind of can distort the view a little bit. But they set him down pretty quickly on this table, and as they back away, you hear like a collective gasp. And coming up the stairs, you see the form that you, Shay, would know because you saw it, that was on the horse. Black cloak, this now hood down, revealing silvery hair and dark, like it's got like bits of tan but like a black matte sheen on this skin tone, but flawless skin.
And it's skin, it's not fur.
It's skin, yep. White eyebrows, white lips, or not white, but more translucent, not so much red, but more gray lips. And she says, "It's Philin." And they are all kind of like hang on this moment for a second. And then Finrick speaks and says, "Philin, Jacqueline's clan?" And you hear like a collective, like, and like they weren't supposed to be back yet. Where did you find him? She speaks up and says, they had sent word that they might be going by the cave along the cliffs that we used sometimes, and they sent word. They told me to bring provisions, rations, food, that they were going to be using it, so that I was tasked. And she looks over to not Traven, sorry,
Oren?
No, Aaron. She looks over to Aaron and she says, Aaron says, yes, no, we did get word that they may need it, so I thought it was best to just prep it. I tasked her to take the supplies out. And she nods and says, when I got there, he was lying there outside the cave, and I heard something. And at that moment, the form shifts, and you hear the eyes everywhere. Ah! As a sharp scream, as his eyes roll back into his head and he's still again. The room is quiet.
Did we see that from Phelan?
Yes. Yeah, the whole room, as soon as like it started happening, room went quiet, all eyes. That happened. And then now it's quiet again. And Finrick is kind of looking at Buck, kind of back and forth between Aaron and Buck. There's another silent moment. And then Finrick says, then Buck steps in and says, "Sir, we need that spot. We can't keep losing ground." And Finrick is, you see Finrick is lost in thought a little bit. He's thinking, "Sir, it's Jacqueline's pack. We gotta go check it out." Not quite a response. You hear like there's a tense hang in the room right now. No one else involved is speaking up. The conversation is being, as far as within the Night Watch, is being left between Finrick and Buck. Aaron says, "I agree. I think we go." And Finrick says, "My pack. Gather your things. We leave right now." And at that moment, you feel the whole room, the energy of the whole room just shift as people start moving. You notice that people that were kind of hanging by who fill in, they pull back the blanket that was on his legs, and you see now his legs are mangled. There are slash marks. It's hard to tell, teeth or fang, you can't tell, but just rips through flesh. There is a single. You don't really know how strong, but there's one of the members in the room has stepped down. Not Lupinal. She is human, and she has taken out a holy symbol in her hand, and she has started casting. You can see healing energy going into Philin here in this space. But also, not only that, seems like there are salves. They try to open his mouth and pour something in to his mouth. They are actively administering care. When Finric turns to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're here to help us, right?
Calliope
Yes.
rages.
Get horses. Meet us at the front gate. We go fast. And they...
Okay.
She takes off.
Then if Shay, as a response, would the one in the silver hair would go up to them. We're coming to help. What should we prepare for? What are you anticipating us coming across?
You give me an insight check.
Inside. Okay. That's so bad. I don't have inspo or luck.
Oh no.
That's a total of 7.
7. I mean, you get the most obvious emotion on her. She is shook. She's shook. And she turns to you, and I mean...
Anything at all. There was smoke.
No, but I didn't go inside. He needed help immediately. I got him in my horse, and I got him back here.
Okay.
But there was a sound. I heard screams. And something else.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn to Envy. Do we have horses? That's where I'm going to turn to you guys. I don't know where the horses are. Do we even have horses?
Okay. Question, I suppose. Based on my, I guess, stuff with them, would I be able to keep up, I guess, without a horse? Probably. Okay.
So well, no,
Question.
it's a important question. Again, it was challenging. It was very challenging to you. You could tell through your training and everything that like it's a training thing. You have to build up the endurance. You have, especially for long patrol. That's why the longest patrols out are the veterans, because they can keep up the pace and they can keep up. But for a lot of people, it's very grueling. Some people never make it to that level of like endurance. Some people never make it to the ones that go far out because they just can't. They just can't handle it. But you trained up with them enough to go on small ones. So you think you could hold it up for a little bit, yeah.
I guess question 2, do I know of horses around, I guess, to even get?
Know that the front stables, there are stables right near the front gate. They are very large. They're in the Stonefall Quarter, taking over one of those big stone kind of main avenue buildings for whatever civilization was here that has been built into, and that's where there are some guard horses. There are private horses. There are horses for rent. Definitely a lot going on at that stables.
Okay. So they said meet us at the front, she said?
Meet at the gate.
Where? The gate? Okay. So then I'll tell the group that, yeah, I know of some stables that can get some horses. So.
All right.
And would there be a way to, for Envy to get close enough to fill in? Or are the healers kind of like all up in the way?
Not in the way. You could get
Okay.
up to him.
The way that he responded kind of strikes Envy a bit, so he would try and get close enough to touch him and cast Heroism, which would give him 4 temporary HP each round, which that's not really what he's worried about, but it makes the target immune to the frightened condition for the next minute. Maybe to kind of soothe his mind, at least for a little bit, while they're healing him.
Okay.
Built-in calm emotions.
Kind of.
Give me. I'm juicing this up a little bit. Give me a religion check.
Okay. $18.
18.
Nice.
You channel this energy. You feel the spell finish and complete and enter the form. And for a second, you're worried that it didn't help. The eyes open. And they look calmly towards you. And even though he's no longer shaking, it's so weird to hear it the first time and then hear it this time completely calm. Just go, the eyes, the eyes, 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 eyes. And that seems to go on kind of systemically for the moment. He's not struggling. Can't see any pain on his face. Eyes.
Do take care of him, please. And he'll kind of look over to Shay. Ready? Because I'm pretty sure Lupin and Calliope are already like...
Oh, we're gone. We're going the distance. We're going for speed.
All right. As you leave Envy, you hear the voice continue, and you kind of take one peek back, and his head is now just kind of facing up towards the ceiling, still held by your spell, still calm and conscious, but continuing that. You make your way down. You quickly run through town. There is a bit of a crowd. You're running through town. You notice people are stopped and watching. You notice that as you start heading that direction, there are a few people that kind of try to like keep up, and they're behind you, but like there's a tension on you. And you running through town, and you get to the stables, and you notice standing there is Buck in his long black robes with the neon blue tracing, full gear, no backpack or anything, but he's got you can tell that you saw him in the room before. I mean, unless he changed, he was ready then, and doesn't seem like anything's different right now. And as you're walking up, a human male is bringing out a beautiful black horse with gray manes, already saddled, already bagged up, in which Buck begins to mount. Lupin, you never rode with Buck. He was never really part of your trainings or anything. But as you guys walk up or kind of jog up, run up, he says, "Yours will be out soon, but we'll wait. They should be here any moment." Thank you, guys. This is, thanks for coming. I appreciate you being willing.
I just hope that we can be of some assistance and not be in the way.
He starts to fill you in on a little information as you can hear, like, there's several people. You can tell there are several people that work here. You hear shouts like, "Hey, grab that saddle!" or "No, that one's strap's broken. Get a different one." And like you hear them doing some stuff in there. And he says, "So, by horseback or running, there's a big ridge that kind of protects our level of where Gorspire Keep is down into the flat plains of the outlands. I don't know why he's all of a sudden southern. And we have a refuge there, a cave that didn't seem really to connect much to tunnels below, and so it was a great spot. It's a spot all of our packs know that can be used to take refuge, to resupply, do whatever you need to do. We can do it out here quickly and safely. We've never had a problem with it. We got to clear it out of whatever's in there, and it's important to us.
Eyes. Everybody be prepared for eyes, whatever that means.
At that kind of time, there's several people that bring out these horses, and you see a guy looks confused, and he's looking around, and you can see he's brought out 5 horses, and then he goes, I thought there were 5 of them, and then Buck goes, I never said how many there were, I said who they were and who was coming. And he's like, oh, I'll just take this one back. And he leads up. And these horses, they match. They match with the insignia you have on your cloaks. It's not quite the guard. It matches the guard with, like, kind of some aesthetic to it, with the color patterns and everything. But the insignia is that same double curved scimitar insignia that you guys have as your kind of look. You can tell that potentially these horses may have been prepped for your use, already. So you quickly get mounted up, and Buck says, "Well, all right, if we don't go now, we're never going to catch up to him." And
right before they kick off, Shay just wants to ask, how far is the cave?
It's about an hour's ride.
Okay, so I'd like to do something when we get 5 minutes from the cave.
Sure.
That's why she asked.
Cool. Got it.
And just before Calliope hops on the horse, she's gonna come around to the side, take the reins, and address the horse like she's meeting it, interacting with it. Kind of put one of her claws out, and hope that the horse acknowledges her back.
I think it's probably a good idea to just have all of y'all make an animal handling check.
Oh, nice one.
If you are proficient, then I don't know. Or for your background, I would say this too. If your background involves some kind of mounted training, make sure to let me know. I'm looking at you guys. Probably not. Maybe Shay.
12.
12.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Oh,
wait.
so jelly.
If we're still within the 10 minutes, y'all have
A D4?
a D4. You 3 have.
Oh,
a D4.
yes. Oh, wait, am I y'all?
I got a
I'm not part of
1.
y'all.
Yeah, I did everybody
take
except
it.
me.
It's 1
Oh,
more.
yes. Oh, yeah, I did too, so I got 13.
I got a total of 12.
12,
Wait.
13,
Yeah, 12.
18, and 20. What? 23? Oh, natural 20. What was your final,
20.
Lupin? What was your final with your modifier?
Oh, the actual.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It's only on 1, so it'd be 21. If you're gonna care about that.
No.
22.
Okay. Cool.
He's like, if I have to.
If I have to.
Might as
I'll
well.
use the die 4.
No.
I mean-
You all, these horses are their reaction to you. They're used to being ridden, so I mean, none of you with those rolls make any moves that seem out of place. But Calliope, I'll give you a little extra bit as you kind of really try to make a connection with this horse. Just for a moment, you do get a locked eyes. It's hard to tell with horses exactly where they're looking, but just for a second as you're kind of talking and just looking around, just for a second, the head kind of meets your gaze for a second, kind of straight on, and you feel a little bit of that animalistic nature, just not a connection, but just just like an understanding there, just for a second.
Yeah.
Just for a second.
I see you.
But as you notice, as that kind of second happens, you notice that you are the last one to jump on, and you quickly hop yourself on, and you guys start riding. And you're riding, unless anything else? I think there was maybe one more thing.
While we were either waiting or the process, hopefully 2 minutes has passed, Envy's eyes would have started glowing, and he would have cast a first level spell twice and then twinned both of them, so that he can bestow a gift of alacrity on all of the party present. So basically, for the next 8 hours, if we go into initiative, you get to add an extra D8 to your roll.
Ooh.
It's not concentration.
It's you four and Buck Buck.
Snap.
You four and Buck Buck. Right? Or not
Lupin, Shay, Calliope, and I'm sorry, Buck Buck, but me.
Okay, so it's 4. Okay. Good to know. Wow, that's pretty cool.
1d8 to initiative rolls for 8 hours.
For 8 hours.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, homie.
It's
Always
fair
ready.
to
Ooh,
say
I like
that
playing
feel
a buff
weird.
character.
That's
Sorry.
good. No, that's a good idea though. Give a little flavor to it. Like, does it like? Do you feel like this spell alacrity like gives people like? What does it look
Yeah.
like? Like, how does
What is
it
it?
invigorate people?
Yeah. Tell us.
So I feel like it's like a tingle that starts, and then as it sets in, it's kind of that like eagerness, that anticipation of, you know, when you're little and like school starts the next day, you get that like
Aw.
buzzy feeling, or like you just like look forward to something. It's just like that kind of sense just permeating throughout your muscles and everything as you're moving in the next 8 hour space.
You guys make your way down this kind of not road. Like, as soon as you leave Gorspire Keep, not any semblance of like organized road kind of goes away. There's a pathway for sure, and that's what leads along the outskirts of the Badlands, down the outsides of the Marillion Forest as well, down south. But you guys quickly kind of turn this corner, and Gorspire Keep itself, there's several small ledge kind of drop-offs leading south. So there are multiple layers. But you guys kind of know, I'd say pretty much all of you guys know that somewhere out there there's a larger drop down that kind of is the real physical barrier between the Badlands and north of it. And as you're rounding out and coming down off this corner where the Gorspire Keep is on, the wall is kind of on this ledge, you see 5 forms kind of leap and bound off the rocks of this ledge from the wall and come out on the flat land, and you can tell that Buck has you guys on an intercept course with their trajectory. But quickly you notice even your horses at full speed, like they got a little bit of a step on you, and they are not slowing down so you can connect up with them. You're going to make it up to them eventually, but they are going. These are the
Lupinals?
These are the Lupinals, yep.
Thank you.
And you see, sure enough, Fenric Molson is head of the pack, running strong, taking lead. You've got about an hour to run. Anything within this hour, this would take us up to, we'll say, 5 minutes before you feel like you would arrive. And I'll give a little description depending on anything. So this first bit of ride, you guys are going across relatively flat land. There's a little bit more foliage. There's bushes, and there's some things above the ground level that you trample over with your horses. But immediately beyond you, you see how barren exactly the land as it spreads out in front of you is becoming.
Have I been out this way?
Yes. Yeah. This is normally
Right.
this is a pretty tame. As far as the outlands go, like it's a buffer zone. You're a little bit safer off going between Gorspire Keep and that ledge, but as soon as you go down that ledge, you've kind of definitely separated yourself from that buffer zone.
Have I been to this like cave safe haven before?
I would say yes.
Okay.
You know, so what you would know about it is it's completely searched every time. It's not a big cave. It goes in more than just, there's a little bit to it, but it's not expansive by any means. And as far as anyone said, it's isolated. There's nothing in the back. It's just a small cave with one entrance and one exit. You continue to ride. It's now about 3:30 almost 4, so still kind of getting into the evening hours, but the brightness of the air around you is still enough that it's not really feeling like nighttime any means yet. As you approach, you can see in the distance a drop-off coming up towards the end of this hour trek, and also in the distance developed first looking just like a haze in the distance. Now you can see that haze is turned into slowly moving like wave clouds. It's just like these clouds that from further back were more translucent, but as you're coming up they get like darker, and you can see they just slowly move, and sometimes there's two clouds that connect and one kind of flows under the other one, and there's a little bit of roiling where sometimes two will connect in a way where they just kind of dance for a second as these clouds shift around each other. So coming up to that point where you are going to make your way down, we'll go ahead and take our break.
Okay.
So, everybody, we are going to take about a 10-minute break, and we will be right back here when we will do our first half giveaway. So if you have not yet, please enter !critical into the chat to enter into that critical dice giveaway. Yeah, please stick around. We will be right back.
Solon, a world caught just outside the blessed fields of Elysium. Home to the migrated Gardenals, celestial animalkin searching for adventure. The Sun Guard are the protectors of this realm, standing against the forces of evil that seek to disrupt a lasting peace. It has been over 100 years since Bel's dark invasion faltered at Boiler Bay. In the north, Pelor's warming glow bestows prosperity to the nations of light. But in the south, a new story unfolds.
Hello, and welcome back. I've got to do the giveaway. That's one thing I didn't do.
Giveaway. Who's gonna
Give
win?
it away, give it away, give it away now.
I'm a Jedi. No, you're a Jedi with some dice.
Yeah.
Congratulations, I'm a Jedi. Find me, join our Discord. There's a link, probably one I could give. Probably. But also in the information below for the channel. Find me, call in FFRPG in our Discord, and connect with me. I'm pretty nice. I connect, pretty quickly. And I will get your name and address to send those dice out as long as you are not in anywhere but Canada that's not Quebec and US. That was really roundabout. Okay. We come back to our group that has been riding for about an hour now, coming to the edge as they approach this drop off. And where you're approaching, John, you would know this, that there's one spot central kind of located where there's a break in the cliff that makes it kind of easier for horses and people to get down from one level to another. There's not many other ones. Towards the coast there are a few, and then towards, like, if you're going on the road obviously gets you up and over. The edge kind of butts up against the road. But in the middle, this is the one that you've seen, and you've heard people say that it doesn't seem like there's many other options. So there is a little bit more ride kind of as you get down. As you guys descend this 120-foot kind of wall down into the outlands proper, even in that 120 feet decline, the air is different. Immediately, you feel the sand collecting at the backs of your mouths. You feel it stinging your nose as each breath you take in down at this level is picking up some of this swirling, especially here at this ridge. The wind occasionally comes up and pushes up sand kind of up against the ridge and up into the air. Sometimes you can see little plumes of sand going 60, 80 feet into the air kind of above where this ridge is, and then you see the sand kind of falling off. It doesn't slow the pack in front of you as you take up behind them as they're leading this way down kind of switchback, this rocky switchback. Although it's been well enough traversed that there's like dirt from the upper level that's sunken in and kind of smoothed out a walkway. Generally, horses it's a little harder, but walking it seems it's pretty nice. You make it to the bottom and then you turn right. You've got, John, you've got another little bit of ways along the edge from this kind of let down till you reach this cave. And we'll just go ahead and come to the point where you're 5 minutes out. You kind of asked, we'll say you asked someone and they told you that you're about 5 minutes out.
Okay, so we're all riding along, all four of us, and Buck. Yeah?
Buck, yes.
And Shay's just gonna reach out and go, like, assume we're pretty close out, and all right, you guys, this is our first fight on the same team. Let's show them what we got. And cast motivational speech at 3rd level on all 5 of us, including myself. So I'll drop it in chat what it does, but I'll remind the viewers and my peeps here that everyone can get gains 5 temporary hit points. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws, and if you are hit by an attack, you have advantage on the next attack you make.
Whoa.
Once you lose all those temporary hit points granted by this spell, that all those features go away. So, and it lasts for an hour or until you lose all your hit points.
It was 5 temporary hit points, advantage on saving throws, wisdom.
And I
What was the
dropped it
last
in
one?
chat. So wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
If you're hit
All
by
right.
an attack, you have advantage on the next attack.
Cool. And Buck's got it too. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And Buck's got it too.
So
And
as
please help remind me too, you guys, because I might forget. It's the first time I've used this spell.
as you finish up these words of motivation, you see the pack in front of you slow down, and you react, but your horses kind of pull up alongside them as they pull to a stop. And Finrick yells, "Ready up!" And so I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to a map. I hope this works.
Woo!
We'll see. Here we go. Oh, that's not right. All right, let's switch over. All right, but it helps if I move you then to the map. Not quite. Let me center this. But you guys notice that you're still a distance away from what you see is the entrance of the cave, further to the south. So you're facing it. You can kind of see the entrance just out of your immediate field of vision. The pack that's been running is now standing up, and you can hear that their breathing is this panting. They're catching their breath, and they're also kind of tightening straps on boots and generally like getting ready. And Finrick turns to you guys and says, "We will take a look first, but you will be at our sides, right?"
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Just how do you guys have? Let us know when you need us.
Stick with me. I'm gonna let them go a little ahead of me. And he nods over to his men. So you see, gathering up gear, there are 4 Night Watch pack scouts that have leather armor. They have not as much armor though. You can tell as they're preparing, they are making a little bit of room in their armor. It's a little bit of the opposite as you normally see. It's like it's hard to tell, but as they're doing it, you can tell their armor sits a little bit looser. It makes a little bit more noise. It's interesting. Anything you want to do in this movement, as you can see that they are finishing up. It seems like they are finishing up, kind of preparing for this immediate moment. Buck is standing kind of just staring off into the cave. You can see he's just kind of in his own thoughts.
Calliope will walk up next to the ones that are preparing to go out first and ask, "What is it? Or what are they?"
They all kind of acknowledge you at first, and they look at the one that's closest to you, and the other 3 kind of continue, and the one we don't know. Could be anything.
So Calliope's gonna grab her great axe and
He says. He looks kind of at you guys and says, "We're gonna go in and get a look. Don't worry, we'll be quiet, and then we'll have a better
Maybe
idea."
don't look too hard. Careful.
We're gonna look not too hard and then we'll know more. We'll know more.
I meant, the eyes thing. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, got it. And those four start making their way south. They kind of take up the lead. And you notice as soon as they're about 30 feet away, Finrick and Buck start walking at a distance behind them. So they are all walking. You guys can move. They're kind of making their way.
Oh, that's right. We have a map. I'm like,
fast.
oh yeah, we have a map. I should probably.
Do us have to move our pieces with them?
Yeah, I've got to move my piece. Where's my piece? Oh no, did I lose it already?
Peace with yourself.
Does that help? Sure. There it is. I found it. Found it! Okay.
Found it.
I just have to do this for people to see. You notice right here there is an entrance to a cave, and two of them flank the outside of the cave.
Wait, where's right here?
Right here.
Cool.
As he moves the map, we kind of have to let go along.
Mm-hmm.
As you see two disappear into the mouth of the cave. So we're just gonna send these
Shay's just sweating. She's like, "Capital."
At this moment, there's not much going on. At this moment, you guys are waiting for a signal. You can move yourself to prepare. I'll show you that Finrick and Buck are kind of close by these two and just waiting.
Calliope's actually raging for real.
You're going to your rage right now?
Yes.
Are you going to try to keep it going in case... But we'll see. Okay, so you have
We'll
started
see.
the
We'll see
rage.
what happens.
She must sniff. She must smell trouble in the air.
Okay. A few moments pass. A few more. You notice after about 2 minutes, this one also sneaks inside. You see, like, they kind of nod at each other. There's some kind of acknowledgement between them, some kind of process to where now this one is going inside the cave. You hear...
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I would probably, if that one moved, I'd probably move up here as a post that they left.
All right, so from where you are right there, you can see, because you have pretty good vision, I'm going to move you inside. I don't even know what everyone else is going to see. They don't get to see it, but John, you'll get to see what you see. So you're going to come in here. I wish I even knew what you see, honestly. I don't know. But I know you would see one, potentially.
One.
Okay.
One.
I don't know. I don't know how many you can see. You have a
I
lot
can
of dark vision.
see two, and then the third one's in shadow. But
All right, I'm gonna tell my players right now. I'm gonna give the viewers a look, so try not to watch Twitch.
I'm not gonna look.
Roll20.
Okay.
So I think that should help the viewers kind of see what you see looking into this cave. You see several of the watch kind of position. They are. Go ahead and actually. I need a perception check. I mean, that's what I should have done. We'll see if you actually see them.
Oh, from all of us or who?
No, just him
That
right
would
now.
be 22.
22. You do see them all.
So they look okay right now?
Yeah, they look fine, but
Okay.
you've done drills kind of like this. Like, these are maneuvers. These are their like investigation. They work in this. They teach this kind of tactic. You thought it would be harder to see them. Like, you thought that they would be taking better hiding positions. Then again, though, I don't know. Maybe it's not. They don't see threats. You don't really know why, but you see all three of them in here. Anything for anyone else?
Can Calliope see inside?
From there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you... I'm going to scoot John in and give you a look, too. Let me scoot this down a sec so viewers can see a little better.
It's like, y'all go ahead. You know, right here. Right here.
So I think if I move this now, this will be interesting. I'm learning Roll20 as we're live on Twitch. Let's see. No, so now viewers see the outside of the cave. And, oh gosh, now I can't select it. Now viewers see the inside of the cave. Give me a perception check, Calliope. And do you have dark vision? I would hope to, I think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, me. What kind of check? Perception?
Yes, please.
19 total.
19 total. Okay. You see 2 of them. You don't see 3 of them. You don't see the middle one if you can see on your screen. The one I'm pinging right now, you actually can't see. They're just, that one is hidden a little bit too well for you.
Okay.
But you do see 2 of the other ones.
Where are the 2 that I see? The one that's underneath the thing on the left, and then the one all the way back?
Far? Yeah,
I
do you
think,
see the far one? You
like,
might not see the far
this-
one with your dark vision.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, you might
That's
not.
farther. I think
Yep.
maybe I just see...
Okay, you only see one then. You see the one hiding behind the pillar, so you see the bottom one. This one
Okay.
here. Yeah. Cool.
Then Calliope wants to smell into the cavern.
All right, give me a separate perception check. I believe at advantage because of your Leoness nature.
Oh, what?
It's at advantage though.
That's 16. It's 19 again. So or. Yeah, it's 19 again.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So you get several things. 19's pretty good. Your nose picks up on a flow of scents. As in, there is definitely a current of air that is coming out towards you, bringing these scents.
Okay.
There's a mixture. It's hard to pull them all apart. You get the immediate kind of like moss, wet cave potential, dust. You get fur from the amount of furred and creatures in your vicinity. You get the sweat in the fur. You get some funk. You get some like real funk smell. And then the last one you've never smelled before. It smells complex, but very foreign.
Okay. Does it smell angry?
Yeah, I mean, if I had the creative ability to describe the anger in this smell, I would have done it, and that is a failure on my part.
I think I want to kudos for the attempt, Cherie. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Do they smell big? Do they smell small? Do they smell...
Lupin, you notice this because there's like a like you see the flash of reflect. You know how you can sometimes see the reflection of lights and animals in the darkness, and you see that little. You see a quick like flink, 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 all 3 kind of sets of eyes coming back your direction, but looking at the other scout that's kind of peering in, and the scout gives a hand signal, and they all kind of flip back around, and this one, I think, disappears from your vision.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just a moment later, oh shit! And you see the form running back before. You see something long and tentacle-like around the waist, and boop, as a and that's where we're gonna roll initiative.
And while all this was happening, like Shay was like reaching out with her mind to try and see if she could find Calliope or Lupin, but she realized like they're too far.
We did D8 to this, right?
You get an
Yeah.
advantage to this. Yes, you sure do.
Oh, shoot! We're gonna add a D8?
I'm gonna need it.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
Incredible.
Yeah, y'all do that, but don't tell
Oh,
me
wow.
anything yet, because I got to do it all here. Oh, hey,
Oh.
why did it come back? I want to...
I
do
am
all
gonna
that.
spank this monster.
Oh, it had all the initiatives of the side quest. Aw.
That's cute. The one where we were whooping butt,
1, 2, 3,
spanking,
4.
spanking baddies,
Finrick.
right, Calliope?
We got Buck. And we got this.
Wait,
Just
oh, are we the baddies? Are we? What's up with the skull? I definitely had fun. I was not whomping on any baddies, though. I was causing
You were
a little
singing.
chaos. Singing and healing.
All right,
You're
Lupin.
great.
There's going to be a shit ton of
25.
20s, aren't
Oh
there?
my gosh,
This is going to be
Lupin.
ridiculous. Calliope.
It's 26.
Oh my god, this is unreal.
Y'all's
Nerf,
actually
nerf it.
Like,
Shay.
I rode so poorly. I rolled a 10, but then with plus my, initiative roll and his D8, I'm a 19.
In the
I got an 11.
total?
Oh,
5 and a 2 plus a 4. So here we are with
Oh, do
the
we get a
11.
+4?
The
Oh,
4
you're
is
gonna.
my
Sorry.
initiative.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
emboldening bond's gone. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. I have another character to pull up. Give me uno momento, por favor.
Another
Um,
character.
While I'm doing this, this is something I want to do. Hey, Stax, you do other D&D stuff, don't you? Why don't you tell everyone about some of the other D&D stuff you do? While I look this up?
Oh, hello. I'm Stax, also known as Judgy DM. I do a lot of dungeon mastering in my spare time. You can check us out over at Dungeon Mechanics. We have quite a few shows there. Bear with us. I am moving this month, so things are a bit hectic. But yeah, there's loads of shows on Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays, other days. So stop on by.
See the full schedule of days.
Yes, all the days.
All the
I
games.
love how my gift of alacrity did not help me at all.
Yeah, but it helped. It helped a lot of people out.
Yeah,
Yes.
it helped everybody else. Y'all over here rolling in the hives.
No! Wow, that dice almost went off my desk. All the way off my desk.
Ooh.
So 10.
While he's doing that, what about
What about
um,
us?
John? What's your favorite class to play?
I don't know. Like,
John. That almost sounded accusatory. John.
I know.
I mean,
What is it, huh? What's your favorite class?
I actually wizard probably wizard. But I haven't played one in a long time.
You've been branching out.
I have been. I was tired of like being castery and like keep up like spells. Like who wants to do that? So
All right. Calliope, you are up first.
All right. So this tentacle thing, is that what's over that thing that I can
No,
see?
this is beyond your
Right.
vision. So you heard the yell, you heard shuffling, and you heard the scream at the end. You didn't really see anything. If you can't see it here, you can't really see it. If you can't see it in your own Roll20, then you really can't see it as a character.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've got
Okay.
dynamic lighting on that has your night vision or non-night vision kind of inputted.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, so if
Excuse me.
I'm raging, am I still raging? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Well, I'm raging again. If
Okay, I'd say this would be the second time, but this is a
Okay.
this is a learning moment for you. Don't rage prematurely.
Well, we can talk about that later. Okay, because this never happens. I swear.
Oh, boy.
First time ever.
That was so
So
cute.
okay, Calliope is going to. She's got her great axe, and she's gonna run for it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alrighty, so from there you see the scout kind of in front of you. You see both scouts as they've kind of they're not being secretive anymore. They've kind of stepped out of their hidden spaces with a look of like surprise and shock. And like as you come up, you can see on the ground right here the sand that's been disturbed, and like there's still a little bit of lingering dust right there on the disturbed ground.
Okay. So could I theoretically change my action to a dash?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. Okay. Oh!
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Illuminate this for our audience members. You see a large, four-legged, hulking creature with a massive maw with jagged teeth and a tongue hanging out, but also with these weird appendages that come up, and on them you see multiple eyes sticking out on these two appendages in the air that are kind of like waving around its head with all these eyes looking in different directions, and it has got two tentacles reached out, pulling in, grappled onto this lupinol. It's almost to the mouth. Like it is, you are coming to the moment where like this lupinol is on the ground fighting, and this moment you notice too something. Give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Sivu, please. Sivu, please. Oh, that's cute.
Sivu, please. See.
Very cute. Very cute.
And perception is a total of 16.
You are kind of watching these scouts as you go by. They all look very similar in their form and their makeup. However, as you turn the corner, this lupinol has grown in size a little bit. He's got bulging muscles. His muzzle is longer. His teeth, his fangs kind of curl down and out. And his corded muscles are like grinding against the ground. And he's just got this look of both like pure madness and fear at the same time. All right, so you've done a dash, so you've done movement and action. Anything else? You've raged again, so that's the bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a bonus action. So I'm actually Calliope's not going to do anything else at the moment.
Would you like? Okay.
Would I like to what?
Do you want to say anything? You have a free action. You still have like 6 seconds of talk if you wanted to say anything. Okay.
No.
Lupin.
Calliope's about action, not talking.
All right, let's see. All right, so I'll move my 50 there. And then as a bonus, I will dash to move some more. And I see this lupinol about to be eaten by, well, I guess the other jacked lupinol. Or
the lupinol that is being grappled by this monster is the jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. 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 So I got there.
Do me a favor, John.
Okay.
Your dynamic lighting might be right. Go up from your viewpoint. Do you see anything else?
Up one, you mean?
No, don't move, but actually follow your vision further up on the map.
Oh, yeah, no, I see that one.
Okay.
I
Making
do.
sure.
Okay.
So you definitely, like, as you're come across this corner and take in this beyond this monster you see attacking this lupinol way on the back of the cavern, you see another one of these forms. So.
But this one is being grappled by the maw of this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about to be eaten, looks like.
It's not quite. It depends. I mean, you notice that it's hard to tell because you just got there, but kind of just in the few moments that have passed and you getting there, it seems kind of even ground actually. It's hard to tell exactly. There's conflict. There's struggle.
Okay. So I think with my rest of my movements, I would move here, take out my shield and rapier, and I'm going to try to cut the tentacle, grappling him, I guess.
Did you not double move?
Well, I don't have, because again,
Did you do that full,
because
like-
rogue. Because
Oh,
rogue, I
yeah,
can
yeah,
50 move and then
yeah.
dash,
You're right.
and then like, yeah.
Yep, you sure can.
So.
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
go ahead.
All right, rapier. What is this? Okay.
Music is so good for this.
It is.
It had like some like good little there they are.
Okay. So 24
24 hits.
rapier. Okay. D8 plus. All right, so 7 points of damage. 7 points of damage. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
So as you get in position and you reach forward with your rapier, you go straight for the tentacle that's got the lupinal grappled in front of you, and the spike of your rapier goes straight through the meat of this tentacle right here, and it spits out a spurt of blood. You kind of wiggle it around, you realize there's a lot of muscle in this tentacle. It's like kind of going around a little bit as you retract. They both work, I think. The blade. Is that your turn,
Yes.
I believe?
That I think is it because I only have one attack. I believe. Yeah.
That takes us to Buck, who heard the noise from the inside the cave, can see like the surprised.
Sorry.
You can.
I
Yeah.
forgot one thing because I've never done this. Technically, because rogue, I could add sneak attack damage.
Yes, you could.
Yes.
Do it.
Okay. So 3 more points on top of that.
Three
So,
more
yeah.
points on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it, governor. All right, Buck. Buck doesn't. Buck.
Fuck.
Uh-huh.
That's my shit. All the girls and things like that. So 10, 20. He's gonna have to double move. He ain't got nothing special. He ain't special. He's running though. He's not gonna run all. Well, he doesn't see anything yet, so he's gonna kind of get in position, try to peek a look, top of.
Careful.
There's a button. I forgot the button, but he can see. He kind of like has view, but he had to double move to get here. Does he have a bonus action? Let's find out.
Ninth episode up.
Nah. Not right now. Okay. That's his move. But you can tell as he gets in position, his eyes kind of start sparking with this neon blue energy as he starts to summon up this like innate magical ability. Shay, you are up.
All right. She's at the very back. She doesn't know that. She knows well, yeah, she does. She doesn't know how far back she is. So she's gonna pull out cast cantrip Mage Hand and have her Mage Hand go in front of her and kind of like feel along the walls of the cave. I'm assuming she can also hear all of the conflict happening.
Yes, you hear
You just
everything.
can't
Yeah, you're
see it.
hearing a lot. There's a lot of screaming. You've seen people. You hear the running in. Like you can
Right.
hear the scramble to get in. Yeah.
Okay, so with her Mage Hand in front of her, kind of guiding her and trying to figure out how to, so 5. Wait, whoops, sorry. That's 5. Can I go diagonal?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. This little window keeps popping up.
Oh, getting in.
20?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, how? Sure.
Wait, because
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
I can't see it right for me on my screen. It's all black.
It is now even.
It's like it's just now. See, it's opening up a little bit. I think that was 20 feet that you just moved me.
Uh huh.
So
But you see.
20. I can now see. I can see up to Calliope, and then I'm gonna do one more thing of
That's
feet.
good. Yeah.
So I can see Calliope.
Right.
That's the farthest I can see.
Then you're not. Yeah. That means you do have dark vision, I believe. Then. So
I don't think I do.
If you don't, then you're probably seeing a little less than some people. Because the way I do it for the map's sake is I have people give off a little bit of light so you can see where other people kind of are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't
Which
see
is
much
so
else,
funny.
can you?
I always think my race should have, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe.
Out of game real quick, I made a halfling rogue for John's game, thinking that they had dark vision. Why would the best class for rogue not have a dark vision, right? No, halflings don't have no dark vision.
Yeah. Mine, my race, you guys, the Verdan is supposed to come out of the Underdark. They live underground, but they have supposedly, had a lot of things happen to their bodies. So, anyways, I guess that's one that no longer has.
So then it comes
into
no one here has a light source.
I guess, and it wouldn't matter if I pulled out a torch. So I think that's my full. She's 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's gonna be my full turn for now because I can't get up there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just triple check. Bonus action. Who's next on the thing? I'll go ahead and, because I can only see Calliope and I can hear things, I'm going to go ahead and, Calliope, give them all you got! And give Bardic Inspire Calliope.
Hey!
So that's 1d8.
The legit inspiration, not the channel inspiration.
Yes,
Reminder,
this is
guys, if you are subscribers, you can also give inspiration of a sense of a d6 to any one of your favorite players simply by doing sub perk in the chat. Just get my attention. I'll try to get out to them. They'll see it usually. But yeah. And if you're not, then you should subscribe so you get the ability, and then you can help out. I mean, really.
Because we don't know what we're fighting, y'all.
And if you want to be evil little fuckers, you could also give the inspo or the
It's
luck
happened
to
once.
our adversaries.
He already had it tonight. He's already had it once.
They're there. I see them. I'm not gonna let them go to waste. That's for dang
all right.
sure.
That was my bonus action. I did all my movement. Yeah. That's my turn.
Finric Molson. So he's going to run really fast as he does.
Don't leave me. Oh no.
Bounding, leaps and bounding like he does, but he's not a rogue. But as he passes through this corridor, passing the guard scouts, like seeing him come in, he lets out a "ow!"
Ow!
As he grows.
Play something country.
I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna look weird because I'm just gonna do it long ways. But he grows inside. His muscles bulge. His snout elongates. His fangs curl down. The other scouts in his pack similarly get a little bigger. Not as big as him. He's got the special. But bulging muscles filling out that armor. Fangs coming down, reciprocating in this howl in this moment, echoing off of the caves through here. Really kind of cool moment. However, double move. All he can do, let me double check just to make sure, you never know. You know what?
What?
Yeah, he is going to use his, that fighter ability, the one that lets you do another one.
Oh, yeah, that one. I know what you're talking about.
Help me out here, guys. Not second wave, action surge.
Not second wave.
Action surge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Action surge.
And as an action surge, he is going to strike out at the monster in front of him. That's a 20. That'll hit. That is above a 20. That'll hit. That's not right. There we go. I'm just going to roll it in D&D Beyond because it's a lot. as two vicious claws just rip through this monster's torso in front of him, doing a total of 17 slashing damage. All right. As he kind of postures up, he also notices the other one as you hear this, like, fucking horrible sound of this, like, just
I
running.
think that's what aliens should sound like.
And as it, like, gets in position, you see it raises these tentacles with the eyes and the tentacles all with, like, sharp-looking fangs behind it. Postures up almost like a fucking peacock, or like peacock feathers, like positioning and posturing up to the figure. Now these two kind of one and one look way bigger.
Colin, you got quieter.
You did.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't want to miss what you're saying.
Is that better?
No.
Not really.
Mm-mm. It's like your volume went in half, just yours. Not the anything else.
Oh, yeah. I see.
There we go.
That's-
There we
There you
go.
are.
Yeah.
How about
You're
this
back.
Now? This is good.
Now we can
That's
hear
better.
your
Hear you
wonderful
now.
description.
No, thank you for sure. Yeah, so like a peacock just now with them fanning out, and the one is kind of like making itself a little taller behind it. It's kind of an impressive display if it wasn't slightly horrifying, as the one in front is going to reach forward and bite at the one that currently has grappled. So it gets advantage on that. Which is great, because that'll hit. So the bite
I
is
will
going-
impose disadvantage on it, so it's a straight roll. Let's see if that'll do anything, I guess.
Yeah, it does. So what do you
Cool.
do? How do you do this?
So what was he trying to do?
He was trying
Bite at
to,
him?
like he was lunging forward to bite the legs of the guy, the Lupino that's grappled in the current strength contest with those tentacles.
Okay. I would, with my shield, like, reactively, like, just kind of jam it into his mouth and, like kind of, like, make it so he doesn't, like, bite him with that.
Sure. So as the bite is coming down, as you hear like the yelp, as Lupino kind of is looking back, realizing that his feet might be in danger, you jam like a kind of an uppercut with your shield that kind of kink, like right against the teeth, and you stop the jaw from closing in time as his legs kind of kick a little bit to gain a little ground and out of the bite range. Good job. But as that happens, kind of the two eye stalks bend over and get a good sight of you, and two tentacles come foosh by you.
Okay.
So that will be
At disadvantage as well.
both of them?
Yeah. Unless one hits.
Okay, so that first one will miss. Wait, why is it both again?
Because of look at displacement. You have to hit me for me to... Yeah.
Why did I get...
I love that item.
Okay, well that one was good. Okay,
I love that item. So
I'm gonna use my
18
inspiration.
AC. Okay.
Ooh!
I didn't even hear you, so I wouldn't have had
Okay.
to, but I didn't hear you.
Okay.
But with that, it's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Okay.
So my inspo is gone. And you are going to take...
So does only one tentacle have me then? Because one missed, right?
One missed. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. No,
Okay,
sorry. 6 points of piercing damage and 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wait. Wait.
7
what?
points of bludgeoning damage, 6 points of
Okay.
piercing damage.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the tentacle, as it hits you, it completes kind of this whip around you, and you are considered grappled.
Okay.
So let me mark this. That's you in the corner. That's you in the spot.
That is.
Light. Losing my religion. All right, so the web will be your grapple icon. The other one with its tentacles, they're going to kind of slap around the side. I'm going to say that you have cover for the bite, because the hallway is, you're right at this corner, so only the tentacles that can really get around, but he can't get his bite on you because the other one's blocking its way. But 2 tentacle attacks against John, no longer at disadvantage, right?
No, because I was
Until
hit
the end
now.
of your next turn, I believe, right?
Right, when the next turn is reactivated, yeah.
So here is hit number 1 at normal, but I'm going to use my... No, not yet. Yeah, no, that one's fine. Oh, God, they're both going to miss, I bet. 14 is going to be a miss, isn't it?
That is.
Yep. All right, well, the 2 tentacles kind of slap around the side, but as you were down with the shield and as you took that hit and got wrapped around, you kind of slinked your shoulders down, and you hear like this thunk thunk as 2 tentacles break against the rock kind of above your head as you duck by.
What a bummer. Just like that was the first time I used motivational speech, because it's like you don't even get to use any of the advantages of it because you got hit and the temporary is gone now.
Oh, the
But I
temporary
still,
is gone,
temporary is gone, but I also do get advantage, I guess, on this.
But it says once an affected creature loses their temporary hit points, the spell ends for that creature.
You no longer get the boom
So
of it.
basically, it's only good if you
Until you
get
lose
hit under 5,
Right,
like
right.
4, max 4.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, well.
I just find that kind of weird. I'm learning the spell. I don't know if I like it now. So
That's fine.
maybe I'll swap that one out.
Through, you hear more sound coming from behind as another form kind of appears but can't push forward. Envy.
Envy's blind, y'all. He's gonna. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I'm doing what I did. Where am I? What can I see?
Who am I?
Not much.
Who am I?
As a bonus action, I'm going to, since I can't see anything currently, cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
And as action, I'm gonna get my Tinker Box and my candle, and I'm gonna light it. In my hand.
So you have flame, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Fuego.
we give you Sanctuary, and then I'm actually going to give your little token guy, this is how Roll20 works, dynamic lighting. You now emit bright light at 40 feet, I think?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up real quick. I mean, it's important enough. I feel like it's important because what DM ever actually gets to look up the radius of bright and low light from a torch these days? It just doesn't happen.
I
It
didn't-
just doesn't happen.
I didn't think it'd be much, so I didn't
I think
bother
it's
to
30
take
foot.
mine
Oh,
out.
here it is.
So I'm
20
gonna be
foot
like,
bright,
so
20
bump.
foot dim.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good job.
right here, I give you 20 bright. I give you 20 low. Save settings. How do you see now? How you feeling about
Ooh.
that?
It just got brighter behind you, Shay.
Yeah, actually, Shay, you see better now on the map too. You should because of his light source. You see a
Okay,
little bit better.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fun. Dynamic lighting.
And then. I think that's it for right now, because that's what I got for
We're
me.
so far aways.
Y'all just like.
Wait, they also have like a crazy fast like amount of movement compared to us.
All right.
Wait, you have a lot.
Homeboy scout that was grappled manages to reach back with his strong claw and rip and pull the tentacle away from his from the tentacle away from grasping him, and he turns and comes up drawing a sword. A sword, yeah, a scimitar, and he's going to attempt to attack it. And unfortunately, he goes for a tentacle as it's swinging in. He kind of like he was going for a strike, but a tentacle is coming in, so he quickly has to redirect it to defend himself almost, and he cuts across, but hits like his blade, like he braces it more to defend himself more than trying to get damage, and he's not quite to push it through the creature's defenses. The other scouts here are going to form up, and seeing the cluttered area ahead are going to kind of step back and draw crossbows. This guy is going to have to double move to get anywhere close. So he's going to kind of take up position while leaving space open. So 2 Night Watch crossbows on the creature. That is a hit, and oh my gosh. 2 hits with crossbows.
My.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Peter.
6.
This is so scary. I still can't see what we're fighting. I think it makes it
Oh, same.
far.
Same.
You just hear horrible sounds.
Okay. So you hear thunk thunk as 2 crossbow bolts are fired and lodge into the creature. There's a weird rambling shriek, like a shivering, like kind of grumble. Yeah.
Like when the fat goes.
And that is the Night Watch. Calliope, top of the order. You are back up.
Okay, 1. Calliope's moving in. 2.
Unfortunately, you notice ahead of you, it is a crowded, cramped tunnel. Like,
Could she maybe be there?
Okay,
like-
that's a.
Just south of.
yeah, I'd say she could be there. Wait, yeah, you could be
Like
south.
1 down.
You could be 1 down.
Yeah.
That's the last spot in this area, though. That's the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Calliope is raging. Are there any of the eyeball-looking stocky things up close by?
Yeah, as kind of as you come in, you notice that the 2 of them currently have their attention on Lupin when he was attacking Lupin. It's kind of focused. They kind of like are spanning the area, but they're leaned forward and getting this front perspective.
Okay, Calliope's gonna take her great axe and hack at one of them.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to hit. And depending on how much your roll is over the AC, will depend on how much you actually do damage to the eye stall.
Okay, just 1 second. So that is gonna be 20, not naturally, is 22. Yeah, that's a 22, but I have a D8 to roll with that too.
You can choose to use it when you need it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's an
okay.
inspiration, so you can choose to use it when you need it. It's a one-time use.
And it can be used
22.
for saving
22.
throws and stuff.
Yeah, so as this eye stalk, like one of the eye stalks turns to do a quick scan, and you kind of catch your blade under it, and you swipe. Go ahead and do damage.
Yes, please. And that is gonna be a total of 6, but
You're re-raging.
Because I
It's
started-
rage damage.
I am raging. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm raging, so let me add that. Okay, so that was 8. So 8.
Okay.
So then also, because I started with an attack, I can have an extra attack. So I'd like to attack again.
Okay.
I'm really trying to hack this eyeball stick thing off. Oh yes. Okay. So plus 27 to hit, and seven, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage.
10
Mhm.
damage. All right. So.
And as a bonus action, she's gonna prideful roar.
All right. So go ahead and read that out for everyone, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know what Prideful Roar does.
A prideful roar. All creatures within 15 feet must make a Constitution saving throw or take damage equal to 8 plus my PB3 with plus con a 14 DC.
All creatures?
Except for my homies.
Yeah, not allies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Hostile.
So
All hostile.
15 feet.
And
So that'll be
like,
both of them.
and okay, that'll be both of them. And do they get over 14?
I'm gonna do that now. You said
what?
con save. Is that what it is?
Ooh,
Yes,
God.
correct. And I just
First
can't
one.
help it.
First one is an 8.
Boo!
Second one is a 17.
Okay, just a second. Let's see here. Okay, so then I'll roll D10 for their damage. Wait, 18 you said for the second one, so that one definitely was okay.
Yeah.
And which one? Okay, that one. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got my D10. Seven damage.
7 damage.
Oh, but I'm raging, so 9. And
I think rage damage is only on melee attacks, I believe.
oh, okay.
God.
Yeah, you know what? Okay. And then also though, because it was the first creature I hit with an attack, they have disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me. And yeah,
Okay. So it is focused
that's
on
ancestral
the-
protectors.
So as you let out this roar, y'all kind of feel this like sonic boom effect as this loud roar kind of echoes across the cave. At first it's just this building energy, and then there's this as like dust kind of out through this roar. And the first one, you can see like it's got little holes that line its face, and you can see them like kind of like close up for a second, and the face kind of scrunches, the mouth closes and scrunches, and so you hit it. So as the eye stalk was going around, you first like took a slash. The slash hit, but like this kind of mucusy eye, slender, muscular eye stalk tentacle, you got it at an angle, like there was a splurt of blood, but it's hard. Like, imagine trying to hit a spaghetti noodle that's dangling with a knife. There's more in it to like just hitting it, right? Like there's a bit of difficulty to it. But you manage with your 2 attacks, you kind of come down an angle, and sure enough, like you dig into the stalk a good bit, and now there's 2 wounds kind of at the same level on this eye tentacle. And then as the roar goes out, that effect happened. And the last thing was disadvantage, right? As you see it's recoiling, it's having trouble focusing for its next attack. Anything else?
No. Oh. Oh wait.
Do I have more?
No, I can't.
All right, so we're gonna go to Lupin's turn, but unfortunately, I need to take a small break again. I think I'm just drinking too much water. I need to run to the bathroom just real quick. I'm gonna go to the
Water.
break screen just for water with other stuff in it. I'm just gonna take a small tiny break, guys. Maybe a minute. We'll be right back. right, Quick Leg Bunny, we are back, and we are on Lupin. What you do?
Okay. So, the tentacle that's grasping me, is it pretty damaged or no?
This one's not damaged, no.
Okay.
The
okay.
eye stalk ones are damaged, but it has multiple tentacles that aren't eyes. 2 that are eye stalks, and then other tentacles.
Okay, so then in that case, what I'm going to do is essentially throw my shade form of myself essentially 5 feet next to me.
Okay. I didn't bring him. I gotta go get him real quick.
Okay. I mean, it's not a
Yeah,
huge
you can
deal.
keep talking, but I'm gonna grab him because he is
Okay.
here. Lupin Echo.
So I'm gonna throw him 5 feet next to me. I'm going to jump into his form. I would assume that would like detangle me.
Yeah. Real
Cool.
quick though,
Cool.
John, I
What's
need
up?
you to give me a D100.
Oh,
Ooh, this is
Oh.
exciting. I don't even know what this is gonna be.
right. Little surprises. Not always good ones.
Okay, we'll say the white one is the. So, 90?
Nothing of note happens other than your form appears behind you just as expected. And
Cool.
do you quickly transfer?
Pretty much, yeah. I'll take the spot of it, and then I'll be there, and then I'm gonna move back into the spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
With
old
my shield ready.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
Oh, it's not really switched. It is. I just take the form of my shadow, so the shadow's not there anymore,
Oh,
and then I walk into its place. Like
Mm.
I step back in and like, let's go.
so the shadow's gone
So-
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. I can't do anything else, but like, yeah, I'm out of the grapple
You're not-
and I'm back in the
Nice.
spot. So
Very nice.
there you go.
hold the line.
Hold the line. Right. Yeah, you're right. I see now. Okay. Buck is going
Oh,
to get
Buck.
where he can see. He's got the angle. And what's he gonna do? He is gonna do something fun. That's for sure. You see him summon this neon blue energy, and he points his finger out, and you see it kind of like course up his arm as it gathers in intensity, and it's intense right at the tip of his finger, and it shoots out towards the Otyugh. +6. That's going to be 18. That's going to hit. You see as this almost like extending weird electrical energy. It's a bolt, but it's still connected to his finger, and as it reaches to the creature, the blue energy still connected through this long tether stretches out like a web of electricity and then constricts, doing 21 points of lightning damage.
Damn. Nice.
This one is looking pretty rough as the lightning kind of like situates in, and he feel that pulse of energy leave from his finger, travel down the tether, and just like down. You see the legs of this creature buckle. It's struggling. That's going to be his turn. Wait a second. No.
Is it?
It's not. I have the wrong character sheet up. Where is it? There he is. No, of course not. He is going. You see, as this one connects, you see a smile come across his face, and you see him push his arm forward, and an arc lashes off from the tether and goes towards the one behind it as well.
Nice.
Oh shit! That was a natural 20.
Ooh.
He just
Nice.
critted with a level 4 witch bolt.
Ooh.
So
if
the
I
one that
keep the
hasn't been hit
same-
yet.
So basically, he twinned it. That's the mechanic of this. He like twinned it after seeing the effectiveness of the first one, and he twinned it off to hit a second target. And this one, like this Otyugh in its like posture, trying to form up and look big behind the one behind it, I guess left it open a little bit more as the webbing of electricity like gets like it's able to get in and entangle it a little bit more. And as that bolt of electricity comes, you can see like the remaining sparking around the first one jumps across, and then it like adds to the craziness of electricity going on. So the back one takes 42 points of lightning damage. That's math. That's, yeah, I got it. That's crazy. That's fun. And that's his turn. I need to mark down his sorcerer points. Sorcerer points. Yes. Meta magic. Twin spell is you can spin a sorcerer equal to the spell's level. So 4 points for that right there.
4?
4 sorcery points to do that. But
oh, 4 sorcery points.
All right, so that'll be his turn. Shay, you are up.
All right. So Shay is slowpoke behind. She's gonna move her full 30 feet up to here, see if she can see. Oh, she sees a monster! It's so ugly! Oh my god, there it is. Eyes. Now I get it. Eyes. Okay. Would she be able to sense that there's a second one?
Do you see it?
I don't see it, but I mean from sound
Give
or
me a
like
perception check.
the action.
You ran away from
everything going on.
Envy's. You ran away from Envy's torch. So there's not a lot of light over here.
No, because I can see the first one, but I don't know if I would have detected that there might be another one down below.
Give me a
behind it.
perception check at disadvantage, please.
Oh well, then there's no point because I already rolled 2, so we're good. I don't
No,
see it. I
unfortunately-
see 1.
It's not so much sight. You're kind of relying on hearing to maybe
Yeah.
hear the second one, and there's just too much noise.
Exactly.
Too much happening. It's a happy
Do I-
place.
Okay. No, we're good. I'm debating if I wanted to dash to move a little bit closer in, but if I can see it, and can I make a shot even through all these people? Can I?
A range shot, yeah, it's a big creature. So even though it's a crowded tunnel, there's still a
Okay.
lot of like real estate to get a shot off on.
Sweet.
Especially with Finrick being a little bit out of the way.
You got it. You got it. Well, she's going to cast Bane
Okay.
on the one she can see. So please make a charisma saving throw for me.
Okay.
So she's just like,
Charisma saving throw is a 10.
that is a fail. So, all right. So
He has
the
failed.
What?
have failed.
He has failed his role.
Failed his roll. So as you know, must you roll a d4 for future attack rolls or saving throws. Bane. First monster. That will be that. And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and who's down the line? Fenric. I'm gonna go ahead and inspire Fenric to lead this fight.
Cool. Little inspiration in there.
Little inspiration.
A little inspiration there.
That's my turn.
Awesome. It is now his turn. And as you give that inspiring command to bolster in his leadership of his pack, now in position, Finric stands up on his hind legs and is just this massive, woven, bulging muscle form in front of you. He gets to attack now. All right, so he's gonna get 2. He's gonna get, yeah. I remember how this works now. You see full attack now. He's gonna do 2 claws and 1 bite, full unleashed assault onto this Otyugh. And before he dives in, as he stands up, he says, "This position seems favorable. Keep them here." So first attack. That, he kind of like misjudges the tightness of this hallway in his large form, and he reaches up for one of his claws, and it kind of clangs and gets hung up on the roof, like the tunnel above him, and as he takes note of like, oh, it's a little tight in here. However, the second one is going to hit
He didn't feel
bite
like being
as
inspired
well.
with that first hit.
It was not good.
Oh, it's 2. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll these
It
here.
wouldn't have been worth it.
So 16 total points of damage as one claw connects and the bite. He kind of like sees that flying stalk and seeing Calliope take some swipes at it. He like jumps up, lunges forward with a bite for the kind of moving around eye stalk. And he grabs onto it for a second, but this like mucus that's dripping from these eye stalks, he clamps down, and like the kind of gooey nature of him, it kind of spills out, yet his teeth drag through it, drawing lines of purplish ichor blood on the eye stalk. So I said a total of 16. This one's looking really bad. So that's his full attack? Let me make sure. Actually, he could still use an offhand attack if he wanted. Yeah, he's going to use one more claw attack. Because he's badass. That's going to hit. Because he badass. Claw. Yeah, for another 9 points of damage on this. So 3 strikes hit, tearing chunks out on this guy in front of you. The guy is looking pretty rough. It's its turn. Taking up a round, it notices that the creature it initially had grappled might be the weakest, and it unleashes all of its attacks on the Night Watch guard. So the first one.
These would all be at disadvantage, though, right?
It's not against you.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
but like Calliope is there, and she attacked that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is
It
this
would
the
have-
motivational
It's
speech
disadvantage.
feature? No.
No, it's
Your
it's
disadvantage
disadvantage
because
because
you're right.
my
It's supposed to attack
ancestral
you.
protectors.
Hmm.
If it's not attacking me, if it's attacking someone else, it's got disadvantage.
And it does have a minus D4 because it's baned.
Yep. There's a lot going to be happening in these rolls, but it's going to do all attacks against you, Calliope. The first one, you kind of asked for it, you know.
I mean,
I
First one's a
demanded it.
23.
I did. Give me
Even with the
violence.
minus 4?
Let me do the -4.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's
That's a 21
to hit.
to hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's one bite. Here's a tentacle. Tentacle is going to potentially be a miss, but I'm going to use my luck roll.
Did you say a bite?
The bite, yep.
Okay.
The tentacle's a 21,
Okay.
and the last one I rolled a natural 1. So
Well.
bite and tentacle. I should just take this. Here. Bite.
So is the biting is piercing damage, right?
The bite is
It should totes be
piercing damage, yes. Yeah, and the tentacles
Cool.
are bludgeoning damage.
Oh, great.
Yep.
I've got
Yes, you do.
Yep,
You
thank
half
you.
damage from all of them, right?
resistance.
Yep.
Correct.
So the total damage would be 24, but instead
Ew.
is
12.
is 12. However,
Oh my god.
I need 2 saving throws. Let's do the no, you're medium. You are grappled. It's not a strong grapple, but the tentacle as it hits wrapped around your leg, and you are classified as grappled. But from the bite, you feel something painful start coursing down from the bite mark. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh. Okay. Come on. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna use my inspo to re-roll that.
Your luck?
My my
Oh,
luck
yeah.
thing. Or my wait, can't I use bardic instead?
That's just a D8.
Oh,
your-
okay.
That's
Okay,
to
well
add.
I could add that to my original
You can.
because my original was an 8, but no, I'm just re-rolling that. All right. Is it just the roll? 17.
17 is a success. You shake
Nice.
off. You feel like the boiling blood in your rage just like manages to push through the pain, and it's almost like as you feel as this wave initially starting as pain and weakness just dissipates as it kind of flows through you and just fizzles out as it gets down like past your torso, never really grabbing hold, yet you still do take the damage from the attack.
Okay.
Solid. The one behind is trying for
let me see. I was gonna say as a reaction.
as a reaction.
So I have Savage Beast, which is I can use my natural weapons as an attack as an extra attack because of my race. Is that something I can use as a reaction?
The only problem with that is it would be true if you had a one-handed weapon, but you have a two-handed weapon, so both of your hands are kind of tied up just in the wielding of
But
the
I could
weapon.
bite it.
You could bite it. Yes, you could. That is very true.
I would like
As
to
a
bite
bonus
it.
action, you want to reach in and bite it, go for it.
I want to bite
Nicely done.
it. All right, and for my bite, 8.
8.
Uh-oh. No, it's an 18. I rolled an 18,
Cool.
but I don't think I add anything to it. Oh,
should add
I
your-
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I do. That's gonna be a 24 to
That
hit.
hits. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage.
2, but with is 7. A total of 7 damage.
7 damage. Looking real rough. So this bite, okay, so there's a lot that's going to happen right here because, actually, another thing though, as the tentacle hit and the teeth on the tentacle kind of sunk in, and as the bite hit, there's a moment as this pain, as that wave goes down, feel that energy inside of you. I need you to roll a D100.
Ow!
More wrong.
80.
80 total.
Oh, what do I add to that D100?
You need another D10. So there's the 80,
Oh.
and then you need the second digit of it.
My bad, y'all.
It's okay.
Okay.
You're almost there.
Yeah, almost. 85.
Good number. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We don't know why. Yeah.
It's a good year. I know people who were born in that year.
Calliope.
Yes. Oh, damn.
As that wave of pain and poison from these attacks assails you, you focus all your energy in fighting the poison, fighting that running through your veins. It's the immediate concern. Your focus slips a tiny bit. And that energy that you normally keep inside breaks free.
Uh-oh.
Mechanistically, this will be, well, we'll say next round. Next round, you will enter your Radiant Rage.
Oh, I knew the day
You
would
guys,
come.
you guys
Oh, it's a good
see,
thing. Okay.
you guys see, like on the outside, you see like her taking these hits. You see the look on their face. You see struggle, and then all of a sudden, just the eyes open, and there's just radiant gold, and her muscles kind of just. She stops struggling for a second. Calliope, in this moment, as you feel this energy taking over, as you feel this warm, comforting, radiant energy mix with this boiling rage in your body, you get a quick image. It is a flash. It is just there and gone. Comes with a sound, though. The image you see right in front of your face is a visage, pale, yet bronzed. White and gold hair, back with just absolute fury. The eyes are wide. The mouth although you see beauty, there is so much beauty behind this near perfect face. Yet what you see in this brief clip, mouth open wide in horrific scream, the hair back, just almost a ringing in your ears for that split second. And then it's gone. And you guys see just this aura of radiant energy now around Calliope. That was a lot. And that wasn't even your turn. Let me get the music going again.
Wow. Crazy.
Um,
Crazy.
It's crazy, girl.
It's crazy.
The one behind is going to attempt to lash out at Lupin again. Do you have defensive advantage, John?
Yes, because I haven't been hit this turn.
All right, all three though. Tentacles first, then bite, because it's going to try to grab onto you first. That's a natural 20, but it's disadvantage.
Oh.
Damn it!
And D4. Bang.
Oh no. 7 plus
Bane.
6 is 13.
Not
Okay,
enough.
That's not enough. Okay, second tentacle. Oh, man. That's a 17 and a natural 20.
So not
Wow.
enough.
Wow.
Bite.
We came prepared.
It's not going to be enough. 11 and a 1, which is a 17.
Nope.
total. Yep. Oh, man. So you guys notice this exchange. And although you see the fancy shield work, you see the maneuvers, you also see every time this cloak he has swishes around, it leaves in the air this, like, distortion. This, like, it's almost as if it's lagging. It's like, it kind of leaves this tracer, LSD acid tracer as it goes by, and it confuses the space, and you see, like, these tentacles kind of hitting this tracer of cloak, but it never results in anything. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, behind y'all hear noise. I mean, there is a loud frenzy behind you guys. But that is all they're doing. Indy.
I'm gonna just, scroll on up.
But you guys do it.
Sounds like you guys got this under control.
Something going on up there?
So, on my map, I can see, like, just the tip of this creature. Does that count as, like, seeing it?
Yeah?
It counts.
Just the tip.
He's like, please.
Probably second one of the night.
Set
Subtle.
it up.
Subtle.
Set it up.
Subtle.
Okay, I can see Lupin. Does Lupin look injured?
Lupin, you don't
I-
a little bit.
No, I do a little bit. I think potentially Calliope might look a little worse than me, but I take a little damage.
Okay. I don't know if I can see Calliope. Ooh.
Calliope's
'Cause
feeling
it's
real
like
good.
Lupin and then whoever this is underneath Lupin.
Oh, the guard. Yeah. How the bed does that night watch guard look?
He's got, you can see that, like, the wound of where he was grappled before and where the teeth of the tentacle kind of sank in, that wound is kind of festering and it looks really gnarly. Yet as far as his movements and his demeanor, he seems still able to fight.
Okay. Why? Why can't I see anything?
I know, dude. I feel
What,
your
your
pain.
torch isn't enough?
No.
Your fire stick?
Too many corners.
You fire stick. We need
Uh,
to train these eyes.
I mean, I know
That was
Roscoe's
heavy.
still waiting on his goggles of night vision.
Oh, sorry. That sounded
What level are we? Like 7?
well, passive aggressive over
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, fine.
Feeling it would help out in the future, as long as Lupin doesn't look like he's gonna like fall over dead. He's gonna use his action to dash, and then. Is this a spot or is that a wall?
That was my question too. Like right on the corner.
Which
Can I
one?
move
This
through
one?
people and take like.
This one's a spot. The one below Shay's a spot. I would say this one's not. It curves around for Calliope a little bit, but
Ah.
Is there any way I can like squeeze through this? There's a lot
you
of
can
Lupin
get to
those.
there. You can, yeah. You
I
can,
get okay.
You can get to right there, but it's not within melee range. But you can,
Okay, yeah, I
you
don't.
can get right
Oh
there.
gosh, take me back!
I see the light.
Oh shit! I see what he sees.
That's exactly what that first Lupin will say.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Take me to church.
It's just like going down the line, like every.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh yeah!
Oh
Okay.
yeah!
That's what the bad guys say.
Oh yeah!
Oh, oh god.
I think just to be safe, he's gonna take a step back. End his turn.
Wise choice.
End his turn.
Wise choice.
All right. Well, as you take a step back, this one is going to file in. He has his sword out, and he calls out, and he says, "Brother, step out. Let me take front." And this one is going to disengage, allowing this one to step up. And he is going to strike at the creature. Maybe he's the one. You're not the one. Whoa, so this one, as he steps up, he like one of the tentacles kind of reaches out with him, and he ducks under and swings his scimitar up in a blade and snatches a good hit in for that amount of damage. Man, this we're gonna say that one he cuts it clean off. It was for funsies. We'll say that like he was reaching for one and was about to miss, but he saw the eye stalk coming down to look at something, and he reached up and saw and finished the strike through to cut through the remaining point of the eye stalk and kind of falls to the ground and wriggles, still wriggling, eyes still blinking, just kind of wriggling on the ground, just flopping. It kind of like flops in the mud on the ground and gets like clumpy on it.
I feel like that would mean this beast would have disadvantage on attacks with its tentacles because its proprioception's off because it's lost one of its eyesight.
That is a solid hypothesis. We shall see. We shall see. However,
It's also got a bane. It's been baned. This one,
it
sorry.
has been banged, yep. The other two scouts unleash their crossbows.
Shoot him dead! Shoot him!
That'll be a hit.
Shoot him in the other eye.
Whoa, man, these crossbow. Have y'all ever had like 4 crossbow hits, shots ever hit anything in a D&D game? Like 4 consecutive crossbow bolts never hit anything, but here they do. So we get 2 hits. Blah, blah, blah. It's probably not going to matter. They sink in, thunk, thunk, as the creature lets out a wail and falls to the ground.
Oh, it's gone. Is all that room now? No.
Yes.
Magically, it's disappeared.
It melts into
Calliope.
goo.
It's Calliope's turn, and she's gonna run up right here. And she's gonna take a hack at it with her great axe.
Go for it. Remember any
Yeah.
aspects of your Radiant Rage? I haven't looked at it in a good minute. I should probably look at it.
I don't actually. I was like searching to try and
You
find
can't
it.
see it?
No, I
It should
can't.
be
It's
on
not
your
on my.
character sheet. Look, features and traits.
I know.
Rage facial traits? No, it's not there. It's class.
I don't see it on here either. But I was looking for it. I promise. I tried.
Maybe. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. This can be solved.
Okay.
This
This
can be
can
solved.
be. Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll that roll with my, because I had a luck and I had an inspo. I used a luck to re-roll before, and I would like to use an inspo to re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so. That's a 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits. Okay, I'm going to read it out loud for everyone to hear. At 3rd level, you can sacrifice the length of your rage to gain additional features. As a bonus action while raging, this is the normal entering of Radiant Rage. You can enter a Radiant Rage that lasts 3 rounds, with all rage effects ending at the end of your turn on the 3rd round. During this rage, you cannot gain the divine power. You cannot contain the divine power within, and brilliant magical energy escapes your form. You gain the following features during your Radiant Rage. You gain temporary hit points equal to 2 times your barbarian level. So you gain 10 temporary hit points that
Ooh,
exist in like
yeah.
a radiant aura around you. Your melee attacks do an additional 1d4 radiant damage. And as a reaction, you may sacrifice temporary hit points to heal an ally within 30 feet.
Yes.
That amount, the amount
damn.
of your temporary hit points.
And that's how many feet?
30 feet.
Okay, thank you.
So that might inform your
Alright.
decision a tiny bit. But you hit
Yeah.
with the 21, so you'll be able to add rage and a d4 of radiant damage to this.
Okay, so D4 of radiant damage and my rage, and okay, great. So D12 is gonna be, where's my D12? That's a D12. $14. Hold on a second. Okay, let me recalculate this. So we've got the 10 plus 3. Okay, plus. So 17 damage.
17 damage. So you guys watch. You've seen her swing this axe with amazing reckless power before. This time, there's a trail of sparkling radiant energy as it swipes across, aiming for the massive central mass of these creatures, kind of cutting a line across the face down and disconnecting right around the chin. 17 damage. This guy already took quite a bit, too. He's still got the witch bolt energy around him, too.
And I'm going to attack again.
Okay.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. You would think that I would. Oh, because I picked it up in this hand so that I would have it in my hand. Okay. 2 plus 5, 7, 8 damage.
Damage. All right. This one, you notice, like, as now it's kind of central frame for you guys, this one took quite a bit of damage already. You said 8 damage? My son just said hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Got it. 8 more damage to it. Anything else?
Yeah, I think that I'm going to, I'm just going to Savage Beast it again and bite it.
Go for it.
Ooh. 15.
15 still hits.
Ooh, okay, cool.
And you will get to
and then
add
that-
both rage and radiant damage to this attack, too.
Yes. Okay, cool. Then that's gonna be a D6 that I roll. So 3, 4, 5, 7 damage.
7 damage. Yep. As Calliope forms up, just takes this large swing with the axe, cutting through, comes back around. You said it was 2 axe attacks, wasn't it? Another sweeping kind of under the legs, cutting across the the quad of this creature, kind of front, center leg, left leg. And as the blade goes through and that shoulder kind of ducks down, she just opens her jaw like the pork butt and just takes a big bite out of this shoulder that's like leaning forward into it. What's up?
Nope. I was just gonna ask you if he was gonna die, because if he did, I wanted to have some flavor text for it.
Not quite. Still up. That brings us to Lupin.
Okay. Can I see this spot right here? I mean, I can in like the dynamic lighting.
Yeah,
but is
yeah.
that
You
a
can see
spot?
that. You can like kind of reach around and see the app if there's a little space there.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, as my bonus action, I'm going to throw my shade right here.
Oh,
Go ahead
that
and
shade.
Give me that D100.
Okay. Um, 9.
Yeah, nothing. So the shade apparates exactly where you ask it to. Where'd you say
Okay.
it went? Like it went in the spot? Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Okay. And then I am going to attack the beast here. But I'm also going to use Unleash Incarnation. And so whenever I make an attack action, I can also make an attack action from my Echo's position.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Does that mean you both get 2 attacks or just? Because attack action for you at 5th level is 2 attacks, right? No. not yet.
No, it isn't.
Not
It's
yet.
not yet because of
For
like,
me.
yeah,
Multi-class.
it's like double class.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
okay.
So 1 attack each.
Yep. Okay.
You get sneak attack on your target.
Yeah. So first one would be, I think, just a 15. They don't add anything else besides. Do I have any other buffs that add to attack? I don't think so. Okay.
You have
So
something
yeah,
on
15.
you. What's on you?
Well, that was the web thing, but that's not relevant right
Okay.
now.
It's not on you at all anymore?
Yeah, I got out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, 15.
15 to hit?
Yep.
15 is a hit, yep.
Cool. All right, so then with the rapier. So 10 points total sneak attack.
Okay.
The other one will just attack with the rapier as well. Okay, that is a 25. So
25 hits. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around. Look at these.
and then 8.
There, now all the viewers can see stuff. 8 damage. All right, he's looking really bad. Kind of at that same point where you come up and you strike. Oh, that was the other one. That was the other one, right? That was your Echo one, the one your Echo was targeting?
Yeah, they're all targeting the one here.
They're all targeting the one there. Okay. So yeah, it looks
Yeah.
real bad. As the Echo strikes behind it, you see like it react in a different way, not really knowing that something was behind it, and kind of stands up and screeches out. It's looking pretty bad. You do hear, as it screeches out, you hear the other ones like, not, it's a little different noise than before. You hear like this, glur, 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 like got some harmony, like melody to it. That's what you hear.
Colin, you might want to move the map like visually
Thank you.
more, because like on Twitch, it's like mostly black screen.
Thank you.
Oh.
I'll go more to the other side too, I guess.
Sorry for not saying something sooner. I
Well,
just
no, but
missed.
honestly, too, though, like for a long time there was people down below too. So I
That's
think
right.
just
That's right.
everyone
Because
got
Envy
caught
just
up.
moved
Envy
up
just
recently.
caught up,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Buck's gonna get in a better position here, seeing that it's kind of pushing forward. He sees the kind of push forward, so he's gonna come right here. He sees the flank there. He's still got Witch Bolt on it. So actually, I need to look at that because Witch Bolt allows you to do something on your next turn if you want to. You can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatic. But that damage goes up because it was a higher level. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and do that. As he's moving up, he clenches his hand, and you see him do some quick moves with his hands, collecting this tether of energy and kind of tying it. And you see what was normally just like a smooth tether out. He's taking his hands and weaving it. And then as he kind of pushes forward, that weaved ball of energy travels down the tether, and as it reaches the creature, it spreads down back that web of blue neon electricity and shocks it again. I'm going to roll it on here because that's a lot. There.
Now, was that the one he critted on?
Yes.
Does the damage that you roll, is it critted? Or...
Not rules as written.
Oh.
No, I think just that damage output for that time was critical, but it sucks that you don't get a chance to critical. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll roll the d20. I know it's hard to get another critical, but I'll at least give him the chance to do it.
Also, does he still have his 5 temporary hit points?
He does.
Was he attacked at all?
He was not.
Then never mind.
Yeah, so, oh gosh, I didn't see the damage. Where'd it go? 28 points of lightning damage covers over this creature's body, and that's enough to do it. It collapses to the ground, and the blue energy, you see he's holding onto it. His fist is in a balled up, and he's squeezing. And y'all hear this sick kind of popping noise as these tethered web of electricity kind of starts squeezing and cutting in, and all of a sudden you see a line of just squeezing halfway through the body of this thing, and its side opens up and sprays purple ichor against the stone on the side as it collapses down to the ground.
Ichor. Oh.
Ichor. It's icky ichor.
Ichor.
All right. That's Buck's turn. He moves. He did his Witch Bolt. He has a bonus action. Let's see. Maybe. Actions. What kind of actions? Bonus actions? Nah, that's not really. No. He's good. He's good. Shay. He is going to call out, though. We don't have a formation. We need to get back in formation. Shay.
Got it tight in here. Can I even get ahead with my despite me having my full movement? Can I even get past to around where Calliope is?
You can move through friendly spaces.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You just can't end in friendly spaces.
Okay, and I'm having a really hard time with my mouse. I really need to replace it, so it keeps lifting. I can get. Let's see where I'm at right there. Let's see what she sees, because right now she doesn't see anything. She barely sees something next to Lupin. Barely sees something. He's whatever it is still in shadow.
Yeah.
So what?
I'd say that you could attack. You could
This. I still have 5 more feet, so she's gonna go right there. Nope, nothing better. Nothing better.
Sucks being a normie, and you're not a normie at all.
It's maybe we could homebrew something. Maybe she at a certain age gets dark vision. Or do I gotta get goggles like your other character and pay for goggles? Okay. Shoot. Well, that of course, plans in the head, but I gotta work what I'm working with. Okay, going to. It's a Constitution save, so this is kind of a... No, let's do something different. I'm going to... She's going to like faintly see this edge of something, and she's going to go, "Hey, ugly. Hey, ugly." And she's going to cast Dissonant Whispers at first level. I need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's right.
Probably not as good at those as Constitution.
Especially not when you roll a 1.
Ooh.
Okay,
I don't know. I
perfect.
think you should like accidentally bump your head on the wall.
Its little eyeballs get tangled.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3d6. Yeah, I actually get to do something. Alright. Not bad. 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's gonna get 10 psychic damage from me insulting it. And then I need it to immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows it to away from me.
Okay.
I really can't see it. And I know that there's something behind it that I might run into, but Shay doesn't know that. So
Echo will say, does your Echo get an opportunity attack, you think?
I think it actually does.
I bet it does. If I can see your Echo.
is it deaf? This creature is deaf?
You don't know yet. I will say
Well,
though. Oh,
it
does that matter?
it would
It's
it
not
would
dead.
like
Sorry, it's not dead.
okay, because it would just render my spell useless.
I'll
yes,
say.
they do. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and take your opportunity attack on this one. Chelsea, though, as you're casting this Dissonant Whispers, like, you have your insults. You don't know if it's going to understand. So you kind of, at the end of this insult, you hold on to a tone, like, from just the natural timbre of your voice.
Okay.
And it's a half step below that tonal noise they were making when they were seemingly maybe communicating. And as you hold that tone, the creature is like seems audibly and visibly disturbed by it.
Perfect. And then, okay, with just a little flavor then, telepathically, because it doesn't matter if they can't understand me, even telepathically, like my language. I'll just be like, yeah, you heard me, ugly. And then...
Real quick before you continue, give me a charisma saving throw.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All the charisma in the world.
I get double charisma. I get advantage. So. First one was a 19. Second one was a 15. So a 19, that's a 17. Or 27
Yeah, I was gonna say.
total. Sorry, my math, my brain.
Thank you for the
27.
follow, Hexcat. Welcome. As you made this connection, as you were like insulting it, it takes a little like you practice this ability. You monitor the reaction to see how effective it is. You monitor it to see if you really made that sting. And as you felt it digging in, as you hold that tone, the eye stalks focus in on you for a second. It's hard for you don't really see it. What you do see is a quick telepathic image kind of just cross through you. It's not clear. It's a lot of feeling. You feel like your surroundings have changed for a second. And this feeling you get through like that like a trail of that telepathic connection from the creature, like kind of sending back to you. You see like a tunneling darkness. And you feel afraid.
Am I frightened?
You're not frightened condition or anything crazy like that, but that's the telepathic message is afraid of tunneling darkness.
Okay. Okay, so I know we're probably gonna cut it short soon here anyways, but I'm gonna just then, let me check my bonus action. Still got some stuff. Okay. And as a reaction then to that, it's not a reaction, but after I hear that, I'm gonna use my bonus action, unsettling words.
Okay.
And
Do they have to understand your language for this one?
it doesn't. It does not specify. It's just words laced with magic that unsettle a creature and cause it to doubt itself.
It's a cantrip.
No, it's a bardic
Okay, if
feature
it's a
called
spell.
unsettling.
Oh, it's a feature.
It's not a spell. It's a feature. It's a bardic feature. It's a bonus action. Unsettling words. It's just a bardic thing.
I will go ahead and give me a Arcana check.
Okay. 13.
13. It's enough, like, you know enough about your skills and abilities and magic in general. You know that some of your skills are enhanced with magic enough to break language barriers. You don't need language to establish certain things that your magic can establish in the mind of a creature. This particular spell, you're not sure if it will take. Some of them, some of your spells do damage through more
It's not a spell.
understanding. It's not a spell. It's a feature. I know, but it's like, because it's also not a spell, it doesn't have. It has the arcane magic ability of your class behind it, but it's not so much a spell. It has that component of like understanding what you're saying. I mean, I'll let you argue it if you want. Like, I'm not.
No.
It's not a definitive argument, but that's
No,
how
no,
I'm
no,
like.
no, no.
Yeah. Whereas the
I'm
previous thing, the dissonant whispers, there's a psychic element to it. There's psychic damage. It's
Okay.
magic that intrudes the mind. This is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna try it anyways
Okay,
because
go
she
ahead.
got rolled a 13, so she's not sure. So she's like, we had that back and forth, and it told me, it made me scared about the dark side. I go, you heard me, ugly, and I scream it.
So
And I
remind me again what
cast
the feature
bonus
does.
action. You can spin words laced with magic that unsettle a creature and cause it to doubt itself. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your bardic inspiration. Choose one creature you can see within 60 feet. Roll the bardic inspiration die. The creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of its next turn. Of my next turn.
Right. So you should have rolled a D8.
That's if it, because
If
when it
settles.
lands.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's usually just like it does. It's a DM's choice, really.
Yeah. I see. I'm gonna say, normally it might not work. Normally, straight up the way that it works, it might not work. However, you just had a telepathic link with this creature. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say that you are using the little bit of telepathy you have left to portray this unsettling image, this unsettling presence.
Unsettling words.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have a D8 that before my end of my next turn, I can, or I can roll it now.
Let's
I don't
save
know
it.
what-
I'm gonna
save
mark it. And it's is
Okay.
this the closer one or the one that ran away? Oh, you don't
That's
see.
the-
You only see one, right?
I only see the one,
Good.
so whatever one
Yeah,
I
that
was.
one. So I'm going to. It's called unsettling words. Interesting. I'm gonna
But
do
it
a
does say I have to see the creature,
And you could.
so maybe it didn't. Okay.
Oh, because it. But it's all kind of happening at once. I'll say as it's running
Okay.
out of your view. you
Okay.
do it. So it is
Thank
the other,
you.
but it is the other one. I'm giving it to the
Okay.
other one. I'm not getting. Okay.
Thank-
Cool.
Thank you. Sorry for all of the.
Cool.
Anything else for your turn?
No, that's my full turn. Thank you.
All right. As this creature.
When it ran
Oh,
away,
right, yeah.
I attacked with my shadow. It was a 23 hit or to hit, and then 10 damage. So
10 damage. Okay. Cool. Your echo. You see the echo reach out and swipe as its shadowy blade sinks in and kind of passes through. You see a line streak of purple blood streak across one of the legs as it's escaping from the area. In this moment, as the group is pressing forward, all of you are focusing forward. You're pushing forward. You hear. No, it's not right. Everyone, retreat! As the large form of Finric starts running out.
What?
Follow me!
What? No.
And that's where we're going to leave the session for tonight.
What? Whoa! I'm mid-range. I highly doubt that I'm following that guy.
All right, everyone, if you haven't yet, please do !critical in the chat. for our second dice giveaway, which we will do here in just a couple of moments.
Ooh, why would he run away?
Ooh.
You're doing so good. Why would he run away?
Yeah, come on, man.
Why would you do it? All right. As far as we know, we're going to be playing it again next week. I do believe that Ash is coming back relatively soon this month. However, it's only been a day since she's been gone. We're going to have to figure that situation out. I should have
Right.
given her a common cold or something, Sheesh. But
Retcon, she never left. She's just up in the
Yeah.
no,
tower.
it'll be good. The real challenge, it's not so much how much time she needs. The real challenge is getting her bit of story in, because
Yeah.
it's very sequential. She's going to meet you guys, and all of the stuff that happened would have happened. So
Right.
that's a big part of it. Okay, I'm going to draw for the dice. I'm going to roll.
Draw for the dice.
Who's going to be
darling.
the winner of this
Xenobite,
time?
hey,
Who's a
a
friend?
nice
Xenobite!
fan here. Welcome, congrats. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been long enough, I feel. If I have a say. I have a say. It's been long enough. You should get another set of dice. Find me on Discord, which I believe you already have before. We will get those out to you again. Okay, guys. One more week around, and we'll be here again, rounding out this fight. Why would you want
We
to
don't
leave this
want to
fight?
wait a week. We don't want to wait a week.
Yeah, don't walk away from this fight. Don't run away from this fight. Stick around and experience the rest of this fight. which
Don't be
will
like
happen
Fenric.
next week.
Yeah, don't be
Don't
like
run
Fenric.
away.
Don't be a Molson. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good weekend. We will see you next week. Good night and take care. We're gonna raid. I should have said that. We are gonna raid. So hold up. We're taking you with us somewhere. So we will be taking you on a raid with us. I said that. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.